intake. Actually, there is some applications there. If you will study, some music is used for rehabilitation sa mga ospital. Kasi there is some study there sa Singapore, sabi ng aking colleague sa NUH, National University Hospital. Sabi nila, in some area dun sa hospital nila, yung mga terminal, so binibigyan nila ng music para daw ma-ease yung pain, which nakita nila yung yung improvement naman na. So hindi talaga ma-eradicate yung pain, pero at least narinig. Then, they also use some music din dun sa mga emotionally disturbed. So nakita nila yung improvement. So that's why, if AI can do something na para bang specialized on this kind of patient, mas maganda yung rehabilitation. And it all, again, sabi ko nga, it improves the lives of the people, di ba? It saves lives. So yun yung pinaka-core talaga to make our life comfortable. Okay, so that is one application of AI in okay, next application I have is the application of artificial intelligence in farming. Okay, as we know, uh, we are facing with tinatawag natin climate change. So it affects the food production, not only in the Philippines, but globally. Okay? Kasi bakit, sir? Too much extreme heat, di ba? Sobrang init, tutuyo ang mga lupa. So you cannot plant there. Then sa seas naman, sa ocean, you have extreme temperature. So namamatay ang mga coral and nauubos din ang isda kasi they don't have a place to live. Okay? So all of this is kumbaga magsasadik. So now, with the applications of AI in farming, so they were able to control the environment kung saan magiging maganda yung performance ng growth ng ating subject, whether it is vegetable or whether it is aquatic species. Okay, so in Singapore, they already have this. So they do have this vertical farming. So meron silang building tapos nandun yung kanilang mga vegetable crops. So naka-layer doon. They control the environment, the temperature, the light, the humidity, everything they control. So that the performance, growth of the plant or of the species na hina-harvest nila is optimized or maximize nila. So that they will have a better computer engineers can do is to develop technology, di ba? And then yung technology na i-develop natin, pwede nating i-export or pwede natin dalhin sa mga probinsya so that we can utilize it and then develop a better hardware and then yung technology na i-develop natin. Pwede natin malawak talaga or pwede natin hindi lang sa mga probinsya. So, hindi na partner with industry and then develop domain expert hardware, whether it's healthcare, whether it's ang malawak talaga or pwede natin hindi lang sa mga kamadana. Even in the future later, I will show you how AI will be applied in the area of whether it's okay. So some other applications of AI, we have the credit granting, information management, people, AI in systems, in embedded products, plant layout, help desk systems. Itong help desk assistant, you already know, you already have the chatbot. Right? So you ask something on the chatbot, then chatbot will respond based on your so employee performance evaluation. Ayan. So kasi yung employee natin, meron siyang data set sa system, and then AI predict, okay, ito ba talagang employee nito is performing or just doing the normal thing. Okay? Then AI can also apply to shipping, marketing, warehouse optimization, space, workstation maintenance, satellite control, network development, industrial management. So napakarami. So hindi lang siya talagang computer. No, it's not. So you develop something, okay, intelligence, put it into a product, and then apply it to specific industry. Then you will see napakalaki ng opportunity. Okay. So as I'm saying, AI is also used in education. So in other countries, advanced countries, they utilize yung tinatawag natin augmented and reality, okay? AI and virtual reality. So they use it to supplement education so that the student will also have a better understanding, okay, the learning, especially dun sa mga hindi natin nakikita. Okay, so on this example, they compare yung theoretical explanation how human hearts perform. So nakadrawing sa blackboard, i-display ko yung left ventricle, right ventricle, how the blood flows, blah, 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 as compared with augmented reality. So nakikita nila no, paano paasdan. Okay? And then, machines naman, how machines work. So makikita mo talaga. So different experience and different learning outcomes na makikita natin. And then they found out that it's better retention, okay, and better performance sa mga estudyante later on when they move into the system. Okay? So let me play the video so that you can see ano yung how AI in education.
The magic of augmented reality is not limited to social media apps or mobile games. Today, AR is a highly sought after technology in many fields, particularly education. Be it classrooms, medical procedure rooms, military camps, or manufacturing assemblies, customized AR apps can offer the best training. Experiencing AR doesn't require buying bulk headsets or devices. Just with your mobile phone and its camera, you can enjoy the immersive AR experience. So, how does augmented reality transform digital learning experience? It's said that the human brain processes visuals 60,000 times faster than text. 90% of information transmitted to the brain from our senses happens to be visual. For example, a theoretical lecture on human anatomy is less effective than a 3D modeling powered by an AR application. AR applications in classrooms can improve learning experience, simplify complex concepts, enhance student engagement, and motivate learners. Manufacturing and automotive companies use AR to optimize industrial work training. Augmented reality can let employees get hands on practice, identify more training opportunities, provide a safe learning environment, and support novice remote workers on the field. Augmented reality has eliminated the time and location barriers that constrain learning. With custom application development companies like Fingent, you can experience the endless scope of AR in education. Is your organization ready to gain experience from simulation based learning? Get started with our today.
Okay, so you think this area of education is already being uh, penetrated by artificial intelligence. So like agenda. So hopefully in the Philippines, we also able to move into this, even though magkaroon tayo ng adjustment face to face. But mas maganda meron pa rin tayo so that anything happen in the future, we are resilient. We are ready to go back into a flexible learning mode. Okay, so the next application of artificial intelligence is on the smart building. Okay, but I will not elaborate it because I believe my colleague, the second speaker, will discuss the details of smart building. But what I will just show you is that how various subsystems in the building communicate with each other and maintain the sustainable environment for the people inside to work in the building, okay? And to make, of course, people in the building safe, okay? So I'll just play the video so that you will just have an idea. Another application of artificial intelligence, smart buildings, whether it's a smart campus, the university, okay, or smart hospital, okay. So let me just play this one so you can have a just, introduction for the next topic.
Every day in this smart building, 2,000 lights are controlled from one central management system, illuminating 170,000 square feet of space. 1,000 people arrive at 5 access card readers, informing 2 chefs how much food to prepare for the day ahead. 6 smart lifts automatically open, taking staff to their floor securely, saving 11 kilowatt hours of energy. 150 fire extinguishers, 100 smoke detectors, 15 fire panels, and 2 suppression systems protect the building against the threat of smoke and flame. 86 cameras secure the building's traffic and identity management, while 100 control points are accessed 5,000 times. 150 vents manage 21,000 liters of conditioned air per second, heated or cooled to ideal temperatures. One management platform centralizes it all. Every day, this smart building learns. It monitors fire systems, identifying and eliminating false alarms. It analyzes the city around it to understand traffic, rainfall, CO2, and air quality. It connects with a security hub, enabling a proactive security posture. This smart building learns to conserve energy. It studies chillers, optimizing airflow and temperature to maximize savings. It reduces energy consumption and cost through distributed energy storage. It proactively maintains gold LEED standards and asset value. This smart building learns to manage occupancy. It analyzes meeting room attendance, dynamically changing airflow and temperature. It tracks desk and area usage, aiding authorities in times of emergency and optimizing space requirements. It monitors calories consumed and distances traveled, supporting healthy lifestyles. It works with other connected spaces as they learn and optimize together. And every day, this smart building learns from us. It asks us, are we safe? Are we secure? Are we comfortable? Are in one album.
disable there. Ayan, thank you. All right. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So this is just the general application of artificial intelligence in building or smart campuses. So if you will see yung pag breakdown mo doon, makikita mo doon yung automated lock system, okay? uh, automatic detection if there is a motion in the room. Pag wala, papatay na yung ilaw, papatay na yung aircon. So this is to reduce expenses. Okay? Kasi kung walang tao, why will you leave the room bukas yung aircon at ilaw, right? And then at the same time, the machine, the system, is monitoring air circulation. So napakaganda. Okay? So this is just an application of AI. So that's why some of my colleagues in the civil engineering field, they want to learn artificial intelligence too. Kaya huwag kayong magtataka na other engineering, civil, electrical, mechanical, they also studying AI. Telling you, Singapore, yung mga BS Mechanical Engineering sa National Nanyang Technological University, they have this course, Machine Learning and Artificial Intelligence. So imagine, they just really before talagang more on machine learning, they also include AI. Okay? Kaya, pagbutihin nyo itong domain natin because this domain has a lot actually in the coming future. Okay? So now, based on the examples that I have shown, so there is a pros and cons of AI. So, maganda din hindi. Okay? But on the advantage, as I mentioned earlier, so it is a more powerful and more useful machine. Okay? Why? Because it solves difficult problems. It helps us to solve problems that we cannot do. And then also, of course, it makes our life easier. Okay? Then it is now have a new and improved interfaces. Bakit sir? Kasi before, in the early days of AI, ang pinaka-basic interface nila is parallel port, serial port, keyboard, and mouse. But now we have different sensors. We have thermal sensors. We have motion sensors. A lot of sensors as an input. Even the camera is already an input. Okay? Vision, pictures, images, sound, voice. All of these are new input to the AI. Okay? Then, as I mentioned, it solves new problems. Then, of course, better handling of information. Then, delayed information overload. And then, of course, conversion of information into a new knowledge. So, ano ibig sabihin nito? As I mentioned earlier, before the development of AI, ang biology, they say it is a traditional science. Pero if you include AI, hindi na siya traditional science. It is one of the most promising science na meron. Eh, sinasabi ko kanina, bioinformatics. Okay? Ano pa ang bago? The application of AI to psychology. Ano yan, sir? That is cognitive science and engineering. So, ilang school pa lang yan sa US na nag-offer. So, hopefully, the Philippines will take natin yung opportunity and then there's a lot of benefits to that. Okay? So, that's how AI develops something new. Okay? Then, of course, there is also disadvantages. So, we have, of course, mahal ito. In the Philippine setting, hindi pa siya ganun ka practical. Pero at sabi nga nila, as technology become mature, so same as the cost, nag-reduce. Okay? Then, difficulty in software development. Okay? Slow and expensive. Okay? So, if we are using classical computers and then you try to run millions of data sets, it will take years to run their program. Kasi it will need huge computational power na hindi pa kaya ng ating modern machines ngayon. Okay? So, this can be addressed with what we call quantum computing, which is later on Einstein. Okay? Then few inexperienced programmers in the field, so konti pala. Okay? Actually, we only have two schools, or two or three, I'm not sure. offering artificial intelligence in a graduate level. As far as I know, we have the University of the Philippines in Japan, and then Batangas State University. Okay, they both offering AI in a graduate level program. So, 40 pa lang kasi. So, they need to talagang mag-ano ng mga experts sa artificial intelligence. Okay? And then, few practical products have reached the market. Yes, yes. So, konti pa lang. Kasi mahal. And actually, some, meron naman na. Ang problem is number 5, I mean, ethics in AI. Because without regulation, it can be abused. Okay? So, we need to have proper regulation on the use of artificial intelligence. Kasi dito papasok yung tinatawag nating mga deepfakes na, for example, some hackers utilize AI and then they capture your voice. Yes. They capture nila yung voice mo. So the artificial intelligence capture your voice and then to study the harmonics of your voice. And then use this harmonics to create new sentence. Tapos ipapadala sa family member mo asking for some money, asking for some things. And then yung voice talaga na pinilay ng AI is talagang katulad ng voice. So, what's the problem? Okay? So that's why if we do have this regulation in AI, so nalilimit yung tinatawag na use. Okay? So better if we have a law, okay, sa Pilipinas on the use of artificial intelligence. Kasi mahirap kung by organization. Okay? Hindi siya enforceable sa buong bansa. Okay? Kasi may danger talaga. But of course, generally, maganda yung way. Pero we have to take that. Okay? So, as I mentioned, so AI, okay, is a big thing. Okay? But AI needs a machine. Okay? AI needs a host, a powerful host for it to run faster, effectively, and efficiently. So that is the computing power. Okay, so which is what we call now quantum computing. Quantum computing. So this quantum computer, okay, is a type of computer. Computer pa rin ito. But this one is using the concept of quantum mechanics. Okay? So in classical computers, we use bits, okay, where the value is 0 and 1. In quantum computers, you have qubits. So 0 and 1, and at the same time, the same. Meaning to say, pwede siyang 0, pwede din siyang 1 at the same time. Okay? Tawag yun superposition. So that condition enables quantum computing performance better than the classical computing. Kasi imagine kung mag-solve ka ng computing machine, computing problem. No? A single qubit can be at the same time 0 and 1. So imagine the computational power. Okay? So, ang sabi nila, quantum computers and the end of security. Kasi the current technology we have security is the RSA. Okay? Because we have proven, okay, in lab that using short algorithm, pwede i-decrypt yan RSA natin. So, mamamatay na yung security natin. Okay? So, but of course, meron din sinasabi sa study that we will also develop a new security measures or security algorithm using quantum computers. Okay? So, mas magiging secure. Okay? So, quantum computers still in infancy. Kumbaga, hindi pa siya ganun pa-popular kasi napakalaki pa ditong machine for you to have it. Hindi pa siya ganun kagaya ng mga desktop natin, laptop, still natin. Malaki pa rin. Okay? So it's still in infancy period, but take note of that. It is an opportunity for us to start learning it. Okay? Kumbaga tayong first mover. Hopefully in ASEAN. Okay? But Singapore is already working on it. So siguro hopefully next is the Philippines. Kasi napakalaki ng opportunity. So a lot of tech companies need people with the knowledge and skills to develop technology, software, algorithms, etc. in quantum computers. So gagawa ka ng program that is running in quantum computing. and then to test whether these programs are efficient na. Kasi yung mga ginagawa nating program sa classical machine, dapat ma-port over yan sa quantum. Especially yung mga convolutional neural network natin. Kapag niran mo, yung mga basic program mo na image processing, it will take 6 days. Pag niran mo sa quantum computer, siguro 30 minutes lang yan o 1 hour at the most. Just imagine the difference. Pag niran mo sa classical, 3 days, 4 days bago ma-build yung model. Pag niran mo sa quantum, 1 oras lang, pinakamatagal na yun. Just imagine the difference. Eh, paano kung halimbawa ang data set mo is the universe? You want to see the history or timeline of the universe. So even mo sa classical computer yan, it will take you years, decades, or hundreds of years to discover paano nangyari yan. And then using quantum computers, mapapalik yun in significant distance. Okay? Okay, so of course, if there is a new technology, there is a need just for that. So they need quantum computer engineering. Okay, so these engineers are specialized in the quantum machine. So dapat alam niyo yung concept ng quantum mechanics. So superposition, entanglement, those concepts. Because this concept will be able to help you in designing a high performance quantum machine. Then computer scientists, quantum programmers, and of course, as I mentioned earlier, quantum security specialists, because security will be done in a quantum computing environment. Okay? So quantum computing in smart agriculture, I have one video here, okay? So that you could see. Actually, in general, ang pinaka-concept lang naman ng quantum computing is that, number one, it is more secure, it is more stable, and faster, napakabilis. Okay? So yun. So let me just play this so you can see how the smart computing applies in smart agriculture.
Traditional farming methods are a major contributor to the climate crisis. Overproduction wastes food and energy. Controlled environment agriculture offers a greener alternative, but even new approaches still face the complexity of balancing supply with fluctuating demand. Big challenges, with the solution in the very small. Using the power of quantum computing. Our Smart Growth Calculator gives unprecedented insights, enabling farmers to control the speed at which plants grow, to meet the optimal balance between harvest forecasts and customer demand, cutting food waste, saving energy. Welcome to farming's quantum future.
Okay, so that's the application. So technically, it's more on speed and computational power. Okay, so as the future of AI and quantum computing, so looking at the features and its wide application, we may define state that AI, okay, thinking at the development of AI is the future. Okay, it is the future, and the world is becoming more artificial. Meaning to say, we can control, we can develop something. That's why my topic is engineering the future. Because if we can control the parameters, we can develop something out of it. Okay? So biological intelligence is back because it's an old, mature paradigm. But the new paradigm of non-biological computation intelligence is growing exponentially. So this is what I'm talking about earlier. Biology plus computing or AI will develop new knowledge, bioinformatics, and then furtherly expanded drug discovery. Kaya yung gamot natin sa COVID, AstraZeneca uses drug discovery. applications of AI in expediting drug development at panlaban sa COVID. So it only takes few months. Pero if you look into the history, no, gumawa sila ng gamot sa, meron silang ginawa before na gamot, I'm not sure, parang sa polio ata yun, it takes them 40 years. So 40 years before. Ngayon, months. So without this vaccine, so siguro wipe out na yung kalahati ng tao. So still, thank you for the artificial intelligence. Okay? So there is an explosive growth of AI. Alam na natin yan. Okay? You can see it already in advanced countries, and hopefully the Philippines is picking up on this. So since AI is applicable in almost all fields, okay, they become the need of our life. It is the reason behind the development of AI. So the growth can be developed, divided into two. Okay? So sabi ko nga kanina, the positive, okay, which is useful to the society. So yung mga video na play ko kanina, agriculture, farming, healthcare, music, okay, even yung tinatawag natin autonomous vehicle. Okay? So yun, that is also positive. Okay? Then the negative, hindi sinasabi ko kanina yung mga mistakes. So that's why we need to regulate the use and utilization of artificial intelligence, okay, in some areas. Specifically, kung medyo wide reader kayo, in some advanced countries, they're already utilizing artificial intelligence in military operations. Then yung mga tinatawag nilang drones, unmanned drones, these unmanned drones is utilizing artificial intelligence. So there is a ethical issue here. Will the drones be able to decide of its own to shoot the opponent? Okay? Eh, paano kung civilian yun? So that's the question there. So that's why this area of artificial intelligence should be regulated by laws and international law. Okay? Otherwise, it will be a big challenge for us in the near future. Kasi mag-develop ka ng mga military robot, and then this robot can decide on its own. Paano kung nagkamali yung robot, you cannot bring back the life of those people who were shoot by this robot. Okay? So these are just the negative. But some countries already working on it. Okay, so I have too many, but I will just, I will not say it, I will just give you an overview. Okay, so Education 4.0, or really the applications of AI in education in China. So they use this concept of biosensor, okay, in determining the student's performance in the class. Okay, alam niyo naman ng China, di ba? They want to be number one in every field. So this includes in education. So ang sabi ng study nito is that using EEG, yung brain wave, to measure students' attention kung nakikinig siya sa teacher. So, relating the higher EEG you have, the higher score result you will get. Which is, nakita nila, meron namang data. Pero sabi nung some researcher, this EEG signal is subject to interference of noise. Kaya hindi siya 100% accurate na magsasabi na the higher EEG or attention you have, the higher score. Hindi siya 100%. Okay? So this is one of the applications of AI in education in China. So nakalagay yan sa ulo nyo na. So itong device na to, nakalagay sa ulo ng bata, ayan, parang headset. So meron yung sensor to check the EEG signal. Okay? Okay. So in Singapore, as I mentioned, di ba, they want to be the leader in the field of artificial intelligence. Pero they also aware the pros and cons of utilizing AI. Kaya sabi ng Singapore government, okay, we will have AI in our country, but we will regulate it on the state level. Okay? So there is a guiding principle or framework in institution. Dalawa lang. Number one, the decisions made by the AI should be explainable, transparent, and fair. Yan. Dapat makita nila, ma-audit nila. Bakit naging ganun yung decision ng AI? Okay? hindi pwedeng black box. Hindi natin alam, hindi pwedeng gano'n. So, ang sinasabi ng Singapore government, kailangan makita bakit siya gano'n, so that we could rectify and rectify and rectify, meaning to improve more. Okay? The next is AI system should be human-centric. Okay? So, dapat pro-human yung AI natin. Hindi yung sinasabi natin na we let the AI decide. So, if the AI sees that shoot the people, we let the AI. Pero with this framework, pag nakita niyang gano'n, people-centric pa rin. He will not shoot. Yeah? So, ito yung mga tinatawag natin dynamics na we need to consider, especially in the Philippines. Kasi without this guiding principle, napakahirap. Okay? It will create some challenges, okay, sa atin. Okay, of course, as we progress to this development, okay, quantum computing, artificial intelligence, of course, the jobs are also changing. Yung mga traditional jobs, ginagawa na ng AI. So, mawawala ng trabaho yung iba. So, the thing is that you have to be ready. Ano ba ang need ng future? Okay, pag na-replace na ito ng AI, so ano kailangan gawin? Okay? So, yung mga engineering, traditional engineering, mag-move na yun sa iba't ibang area. Still, there's still civil engineers, mechanical, electrical, because they are co-engineering. Pero meron na yung fusion, meron na yung mga automation, meron na yung IoT, meron na yung AI, meron na yung machine learning. So, nag-evolve din sila to them to become, to still become relevant industry. Otherwise, mamamatay yung field. Okay? Then, makikreate din ng panibagong field. Imagine dati, wala naman tayong tinatawag na content dito. Diba? Ngayon, napakarami na content dito. We just do blogging, then that's it. It's already a new field, industry. Okay? So you have to be prepared for that. Okay, so this is my last video. Let me say, this is the summary summary of my discussion. So this is engineering the future with artificial intelligence and quantum computing. This is how we move to the next stage of our life in this fourth industrial revolution. Let me take.
I am a visionary, expanding our understanding of the smallest particles and the infinite possibilities of the universe. I am a guardian, protecting us on all of our journeys, and ensuring our most precious passengers make it home safely. I am a healer, searching for hidden threats in every cell. And delivering precise care with every breath. I am a helper, taking on complex tasks in the most challenging environments and giving our crops room to grow. I am a creator, transforming the very fabric of our everyday lives.
and using the creative DNA of the masters to inspire a new generation of art. I am a learner, taking just minutes to discover how to crawl, walk, and stand on my own. I am a storyteller, giving emotion to words. Und die Sprachbarrieren abzubauen. I am even the composer of the music. I am AI, brought to life by NVIDIA, deep learning, and brilliant minds everywhere.
Okay, so that's it. So thank you for listening. So I hope you get something from my presentation. So I hope you get the idea of the applications of AI and quantum computing in the industry that will help to shape the future of the Filipino community and the Philippine economy in the next. Thank you.
So ayan, so thank you very much, Dr. Ryan Evangelista, for an informative presentation that will help our students for their future endeavors. So once again, thank you, Dr. Evangelista. Kindly, may I request everyone to kind virtual clap to our resource speaker, Dr. Evangelista. Thank you, Doc. So at this point,
Wow, talaga naman. Una pa lang po yung speaker natin sa ating mga estudyante ng Trimex colleges. And of course, the rest of the students coming from different schools.
yeah,
So
oo
una pa lang
nga.
yan, very informative at talagang makakatulong sa future endeavor natin. And then we have realized na talagang it is truly amazing, no? Artificial intelligence evidently improves the life of the people. At nakita natin yung iba't ibang application ng AI. So once again, thank you so much, sir. And we have also realized that it is more powerful and more useful of the computer, and it also creates new and improved interfaces. And through AI, it really solves problem, no? Though talagang it really costs a lot, pero nakita natin talaga yung usefulness, yung talagang advantage nitong AI natin. Ano?
Actually, totoo yun. Kasi lahat naman talaga ng when we talk about systems, no, ang pinag-uusapan, medyo mataas yung value. Pero that's an investment for a certain institution or companies right now. And malaki talaga yung naitutulong sa atin, no, nitong AI. Sabi ko nga kanya with Master Rod na parang hindi lang naman si engineering yung concept ng AI. No? Sa lahat siguro ng part ng department in each organization, merong maitutulong yung AI.
Yes.
So once again, Doc Evangelista, thank you. And before we entertain questions, we'd like to acknowledge the participating schools. No? We know na marami pala tayong kasama ngayong schools ito, starting with the students from the Northwestern University,
And of course, we have students from University of Perpetual Health System Laguna.
including the students from Laguna College of Business and Arts.
Shout out from Colegio de Sebastian, Pampanga.
Ayan, nandyan din ang nasa Malay, galing sa malayong lugar, from Holy Cross College, Pampanga.
And of course, we have De La Salle Taft University.
Ayan, syempre, at ang mga taga-STI College Santa Rosa.
And of course, our very own Trimex College students. So keep in touch, no? Lagi lang po kayo dyan. Keep on viewing and listening. So maganda po yung ating topic.
Yes.
Una pa lang na, pakainit na.
And to give you information din, naka-face na sa live po tayo ngayon sa ating Trimex official Facebook page. So tingnan natin, so mag-reach tayo ng maraming viewers for this event. So at this point, we will be now opening the floor to entertain siguro 2 to 3 questions, no, for Dr. Evangelista from our students if you have questions. Okay lang po ba yung Doc? 2 to 3 questions? Okay,
All
sige. So just key in or just chat on the chat box kung meron po kayong question or clarifications or another insights for Dr. Evangelista para naman matawag namin kayo.
Or maybe you may hit the the hand raising
Yes,
button para
tama.
ma-acknowledge namin kung meron ba kayong mga katanungan that you really wanted to clear something about the lectures being given by Dr. Evangelist.
Ayan, sabi Dan, shout out daw sa alumni ng Trimex BS Computer Engineering Batch 2020-2021. Wow, shout out sa mga nakagraduate na sa engineering dito sa Trimex. Ayan. So, ayan po, meron pa po bang, may questions po ba for Dr. Evangelista? Yan. So, meron po dito, according to Sir Hans R.B. Pasyente, thanks po for very informative topics for this day. Good day daw po. Ayan.
Yes, correct. Ayan, nagpa-flood tayo sa ating chat box. Talagang
Yes.
they are expressing so much their appreciation to Dr. Evangelista. So, talagang na-appreciate nila, talagang nakaka-amaze talaga. Truly amazing yung mga topics na discuss ni Dr. Ryan Evangelista. Natingin ko itong mga engineering students natin is looking forward na talagang maging kagaya ng mga taong marunong sa artificial intelligence.
Ayan, so meron po dito nagsabi, can we reach out, Doc Ryan, for some advice po? Doc, meron pong from Katrina Alcantara, how they can reach daw po tayo, baka kayo po.
Yes. They can reach me.
Tablay.
Sige, so siguro siya ilalagay na lang sa chat box ni Dr. Evangelista yung kanyang contact information or kung meron siyang email or saan man, no, para makapag-higay kayo ng advice kay Dr. Evangelista. Yan, meron din nag-shout out or meron din nag-comment. Very informative, actually very useful on our daily job. Ayan, totoo. Di ba sabi ko nga, Sir Rod, talagang nung narinig ko rin tong AI, actually this is one of my topic din, no, sa human resource kasi gumagamit talaga sila ng artificial intelligence. No? Nagulat nga ako, Doc, sabi ko, kaya na pala talagang gawin ngayon ng mga artificial intelligence yung mga ginagawa natin as normal individuals.
Yes. Ayan, I think wala naman nagtatanong. And I think Dr. Ryan S. Evangelista has fully discussed it very clearly. Kaya talagang more on appreciation. There will be no questions at all. So yan. So at this point, we will be now giving the certificate of appreciation to Dr. Evangelista. And actually, let me read this citation. Trimex College's Certificate of Recognition. This certificate is hereby presented to Dr. Ryan S. Evangelista in grateful acknowledgement of this contribution as a research speaker during the College of Engineering International Summit on Advances in Intelligence Systems Robotics 2022. The Philippines, the entitled Artificial Intelligence and Quantum Computing, held via Zoom conferencing, given in Trimex College's City of Piña Laguna, Philippines. This 14th day of May in the year of 2022, signed by the Vice President for Academic and Student Affairs, Dr. Rito A. Camigla Jr. So once again, thank you so much for the unselfishly sharing your expertise, Dr. Ryan S. Evangelista. So once again, thank you so much, and we really appreciated your time and effort in sharing your expertise to our future engineers. Once again, thank you, and God bless, sir.
Thank you, Doc. Thank you. Bye. Yan. So Sir Rod, first topic pa lang natin yun.
Yes.
No? Grabe, pero on the first topic, sobrang dami na sobrang daming information and insights, no? So siguro kami din, actually kahapon, we're very much challenged on this particular topic because we are not an engineering so pero sabi ko nga, kahit hindi kami engineering, because of this particular topic, maraming kaming natututunan.
Yes, para kahapon lang, we cannot relate ano ba itong artificial intelligence na tinatawag. But this time, because of the discussions that we had, talagang kahit pa paano na-enlighten tayo.
Yes.
And again, we are not yet finished, we are just starting. Alright? So sige, bigyan natin ng buhay yung ating mga audience. Let's do now have a game.
Yan, bago tayo pumunta sa ating second topic or sa second resource speaker, siguro magpapagame muna tayo, no? Para naman mabuhay-buhayan. Buhay pa po ba ang mga nasa room na ito? Patingin nga po, bigyan nyo nga kami ng heart react dyan. Sige nga po. Pabigyan naman kami ng heart react. Ayan, patingin naman mga viewers or mga ating mga attendees? Meron po ba nag-call?
Ayan, meron na.
Ayan.
Ayan, medyo na ano lang ang signal nila. But of
Ah.
course, for sure, they really love this session.
Yes. Sige po, so magpapag-game muna tayo. So Sir Rod, alam ko meron kang inihandang napaka-saya at napaka-interactive and engaging game para sa ating mga viewers or
Correct.
sa ating attendees today.
Alright, so bilang na-discuss naman ni Dr.
Dr.
Ryan Evangelista yung mga gamit ng artificial intelligence, my question is, can you give at least one use of artificial intelligence? Saan ba natin ito ginagamit?
Ayan.
So kung alam niyo
Ayan.
yung sagot, kindly chat in,
Meron
type
po.
in our chat box. But dahil nga Trimex is celebrating 28th year of empowering
Empowering
community,
communities.
so kung sino yung pang 28 na sasagot ng tamang gamit ng AI natin, siya ang
Grabe.
mananalo.
Ayan. Sobrang napaka-attentive ng mga attendees na talaga sabi ko nga, Sir Rod, meron akong sumagot kagad
Yeah.
from James Bautista. Pero syempre sabi mo nga, yung ika-28 na
Yes.
sumagot, siya po yung makakakuha ng prize. And I know ang prize ay Starbucks GC ba? Tama po ba?
Yes.
Ayan, bongga sana lahat nabibigyan ng Starbucks GC.
Yes.
A shout out kay Engineer Kevin. No,
Ayan,
sana
so
all.
nagpa-flat na po ang answer. They were saying it's building industry, music,
Medical.
agriculture.
Actually, in fairness, no, talagang attentive yung viewers natin dahil ang dami sumasagot, no?
Correct.
Nakakala natin na nakaka-board yung topic, pero I know na hindi pa si Dr. Evangelista, nakita niyo po, ang dami po nilang natutunan sa inyo.
Yes, that only shows that they are very interested
Yes.
with the topic that we are discussing.
Yes.
Wow. So sir, tignan natin kung ilan na ba.
Tingnan lang namin sa aming boss kung sino talaga yung naka-28 or ika-28 na sumagot. Ayan, parang lumalapit siya sa amin. Parang meron natin naka-28.
Yes.
Yan. So, tingnan natin kung sino. And again, we'd like to thank everyone. No? Wag po tayong aalis because we have insert a lot po sa atin dito sa ating pong webinar for this day. Ayan na po.
So yung ibang mga viewers natin talaga nag-aantay kung sila ba'y sasagot na agad kasi pang 28 ito. But anyway, we have a winner.
Ayan.
So congratulations, it's you, Shenna Navas.
Ayan, ito na. Sana all may ganito.
Yes.
Grabe ang kapal. Tingnan natin kung magkano yung laman. Wow, sana meron
Tignan
lakas.
natin. My God, kaya buong pamilya. Ay, kaya.
Grabe. So, Shena, tama ba?
Yes, we have Shenna Navas. So kindly PM Mr. Kosho to give all your informations and kindly contact him para kung paano mo makukuha itong gift certificate.
From Starbucks.
So
Ayan.
once again, congratulations and keep on, you win.
Okay, sige. Another game daw. So, meron siguro napakadaming pang prize, no? Nitong ating webinar today. So, meron pa kami isang game. Sige, si Sir Rod din po ang mag-explain kasi siya, parang mas gusto ko to.
Ay, isa pa.
Grabe. Parang mas okay to, Magkano kaya naman sa loob?
So chat box. Isama na rin natin yung mga nasa comment section. Sa FB Live, tsaka sa chat box, kasama kayo sa larong ito.
Baka naman pahirapan natin yung boss natin kung sino natin yung FB Live ba o yung chat box.
Anyway, yung pinakauna naman.
Okay, sige.
Yung pinakaunang makakabuo na robotics. R, enter, O, enter, B, enter, O,
Hi.
I, robotics. Robotics sa
Ayan.
hindi robotics.
So robotics pababa. No?
Robotics pa
Kailangan
ba?
po natin makabuo ng robotics pababa. Ayan, let's flood our chat box, no, including our page. Ayan, ang dami, nakakatuwa sa Rod. Sino kayang mananalo nito? Gift card from Starbucks, no, robotics pababa. Ayan, sige po. Just key in the robotics pababa.
Ayan, nagkakagulo na po ang mga chat box maging ang ating live.
Hindi po pwede yun, Sir James. Dapat po R, enter O, enter B, enter I, enter T, enter I, enter C, and enter S. That's robotics.
Not robotics.
Ayan, sige. Ayun lang yung para pang pagising natin, no, for this event. And we are very happy that you are very engaging and you are cooperating on our webinar today. So sige,
Ayan.
tigil muna natin hanggang mamaya ko si
Okay, sige, stop na muna. Parang lahat kayo kaping-kapi na.
Oo. Pero syempre, tutuloy pa rin natin yan mamaya, no? So, just relax. So, tigil muna. At parang meron ata. Ay, meron sa Facebook! Grabe! Grabe!
Ayan, solong-solo niya ang Robotics Summit. Miss Leia May Garbo, congratulations dahil siya lamang ang nasa FB Live. So,
Hindi, meron naman tayong
meron naman.
2,100 viewers sa ating Facebook Live.
Okay, papacheck natin if the spelling is correct. Ayan, medyo tama naman.
Okay. Robotics. Sige. So congratulations again. Kindly contact Mr. Michael Cosio, no, para sa inyong information para makuha po ninyo ang inyong gift card from Starbucks. Okay? Sige, meron pa kaming mga mamayang pag-games, but before that game again, at this juncture, we will go now to the second topic and to introduce our second resource speaker to discuss artificial intelligence in lighting energy management in smart buildings. May I call on Engineer Kennedy A. Rodriguez. Engineer Kennedy. Hello po.
Hello, good morning.
Ayan, good morning, sir. Ayan.
So, hello, good morning. I will introduce our second resource speaker. So, it is a great pleasure to introduce our speaker. So, he holds a certificate in medicine or machine shop technology from Negros Occidental College of Arts and Technology, a diploma in electronics engineering technology from Technological University of the Philippines, a degree of Bachelor of Science in Electrical Engineering from Adamson University, a Master's of Engineering program from Pamantasan ng Lungsod ng Manila or Maynila, and a PhD ECE from De La Salle University. After his stint in semiconductor industry, he spent a good number of his youth in educating high school students in the practical arts of electronics and young electronics and computer engineering student at Don Bosco Technical College. He joined the ECE department of BLSU last 2007 and served as the program coordinator of the computer engineering program. He served as chair of the electronics and communication engineering department now and remain department of electronics and computer engineering. So he is specialized in microcontroller and FGA based embedded system and in soft computing, where he applied computational intelligence for the control of a lighting system and in optimizing land use to minimize environment impact for hybrid system or hybrid electrical power generation and in seizing hybrid renewable energy system. He was a member of the team who built CCAT and CNAG, the first two solar car of the Philippines by the LSU. So he is a member of Integrated Institute of Electrical Engineers or yung IEEE and a member of the Technical Committee on Computer Engineering of the Commission on Higher Education. So ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming our resource speaker, Dr. Cesar Aranya Lorente.
Good morning, everyone. Let me share my slides. Can you hear me okay? Can you see my slides?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So thank you for inviting me, Trimix, in your International Summit on Advances in Intelligent Systems and Robotics 2022. So this is a timely topic that because right now machine learning, artificial intelligence is on the rise, and it is becoming sort of ubiquitous, meaning in every aspect of our lives we can see the application of artificial intelligence. So my topic is on the application of artificial intelligence in lighting, energy management system, and smart buildings. So Dr. Ryan had provided a comprehensive overview in terms of application of smart buildings. And I will be focusing on one aspect or one component of the smart buildings, which is in the lighting. So my agenda for this talk is I will go through the introduction of smart buildings. I will give exemplars of smart buildings in other countries. And then I will talk on the motivations of the research area that I pursued. So I will present the results of the research works and then a summary and a question and answer. So smart buildings. The smart buildings have been around, actually, the idea of having smart buildings has been around for some time. But the development of IoT, the Internet of Things, made it really provided it a boost in real application. So smart buildings are characterized by the use of integrated systems. So the buildings provide occupants comfort, provides efficiency in terms of energy usage, access and monitoring of businesses that inhabit the building. So if we consider robotics, if we have the idea of a robot having a mechanism, we can consider actually a building, a smart building, as a sort of a robot that provides the environment for that we humans and the other business processes can function. All right, so this is one example of a smart building in Amsterdam, Holland, that provides the intelligence, provide a way of recognizing the individual occupant in the building to the point that it knows your preference. It knows the car that you drive, your preference of having coffee, etc. Another building is the Capital Tower in Singapore, Indonesia. So this provides smart energy systems for air conditioning. There's an energy recovery mechanism that will allow cold air to be retrieved and so on. So the building will features amenities, panoramic view of the Singapore skyline and the fitness center, childcare, and several dining options. So here we have Lunoc in China, Shanghai. So this is the first building that was awarded to be LEED Platinum B4 facility. So here we have in San Francisco, California. So this is a net zero building and uses a photovoltaic cell and to generate the energy needed by the building. So here we have one in Australia. It has LED lighting systems to reduce energy consumption and rooftop solar panel harvesting from, from the sun. So the green wall enhances the indoor air quality. Here we have the Duke Energy Center in North Carolina. So it features a roof garden, which reduces stormwater runoff and uses the plants to capture excess heat. So daylight harvesting blinds that move the angle of the sun and has 450,000 LED lights that illuminate the building at night. Okay, so here we have another building in London, England. All right, so what is the future for smart buildings? So as I mentioned, the IoT sensors um, are becoming more prevalent and would be very critical or would play a central role in further researches and in developing applications in smart building applications. All right, so why lighting in building energy systems? So what are the motivations that I went into the research involving lighting in building energy systems? So artificial lighting comprises around 40% of total energy cost in buildings. So lighting consumes 20% to 50% of the electricity consumption. And added to this, cost of energy due to ancillary devices used for safety and security, such as surveillance cameras. Surveillance cameras in general are illuminated with infrared light emitting diodes to avoid discomfort to humans. So while IR provides the camera illumination and the resulting IR lighting is unobtrusive to building occupants, the same energy consumed do not provide illumination to indoor spaces of a building. So AI algorithms can detect human motion, which was pointed out by Dr. Evangelista earlier in his talk. So detecting human motion and such as walking and face detection can infer the distance of human object from the camera. So energy consumption can be further optimized by providing the illumination level at the level that will satisfy human lighting comfort, camera illumination level to perform image processing tasks for video surveillance and application. So this study is actually to determine the minimum lighting level or illumination that will provide the lighting comfort for needed by human occupants and also to provide the minimum level of illumination for surveillance cameras to minimize energy consumption. So image sensor. So this is a generic term for a camera. So in lighting energy management. So the study is shown in this framework. We have the LED lighting system, the computer vision system, and computational intelligence, which acts as the controller for the system. So this is divided into three areas. We so we have a dimmable LED luminaire for body detection, tracking, and recognition, and then a computer vision system for human body detection and tracking under low light conditions, and a camera-based illumination controller for people detection, tracking, and recognition using computational intelligence. So these are the three main division of the system that is related to lighting control in smart buildings. So let me now discuss the first study characterizing illumination levels of an image sensor as input to a camera-based illumination controller. Okay, so essentially the illumination here is a visible light. So because the idea is instead of using infrared illumination, uh, which doesn't provide illumination to the building for the human occupant, why not spend it as well? Uh, why not use visible lights? So in this study, a luminaire consisting of the 10 white LEDs is assembled. So the driver circuit, the electronics uses the Raspberry Pi 3, and the luminaires are mounted on both sides of the image sensor. And control of the illumination is through pulse width modulation with the RPi as the controller for LED driver circuit. So here is the picture of the system. So we have here the LED that will provide the source of lighting, and this is the camera sensor. And so we have the Raspberry Pi to provide the control algorithm, and it is interface or it controls the Arduino Uno to do the that is actually driving the LED luminaires. So the setup of the study is okay. A certain area is to be illuminated, and the occupant will be tracked. So the area is divided into 5 possible paths by which a human occupant may may take while it traverses or walk through this area. Okay, so the the illumination is actually circular. Okay, so that is shown in this graphic, and that the diameter of that circular illumination varies as the distance varies from the camera. Okay. The camera is, or the camera, which is integrated part of the luminaire, is mounted at 8 feet, actually 6 feet and 8 feet above ground, and to determine the effect of the height of mounting the camera. All right, so gathering the illumination received by the object as it traverses, well, when I say object, I refer to the human occupant traversing the path. So this data is collected from the illumination. So by plotting the illumination received from the camera, rather from the LED luminaire at different distances and at different pulse width modulation percent PWM activation of the LED. Okay, so we can see the behavior, the behavior of the LED of the illumination measured from the luminaire, and as we go closer to the camera, we can see that it has a, of course, expectedly it will have a higher value. Again, plotting the illumination of the of the light reflected back to the image sensor. So meaning the light coming from the LEDs will will traverse or and be reflected from the object, human object, and reflected back to the camera. So the amount of light intensity is also measured, and these are the measured values, and we can see the sort of the linear behavior of the data. Now, actually, so using statistical methods, one way ANOVA provided the information that the data bit of the different points are distinct from each other. And this can be actually used as information to infer the distance of the object. All right, so this picture shows the detected occupant 21 feet from the camera at the illumination level of 3 lux. So this is the lowest level of light intensity that can be generated by the luminaire. And if we look at the view here, the beam, the light beam is circular. Well, so this is just another view of the light pattern. And it shows the reading, the pulse width modulation percentage at 50. So this is just to provide a sort of a reference or information at what activation the LEDs or the luminaire is currently being activated. Okay, so this plot shows at what level of illumination and at what distance a human body can be detected. So the shaded portion are the distances and the duty cycle of illumination that a body can be detected. So a human person. So this one is also the tabulation of the lux level of illumination reflected to the image sensor. Well, so this is another tabulation of at what distance a human person can be detected. And so we have here at 8 feet the distance the human body can be accurately detected. So the result of this study shows that the illumination levels needed for human body and face detection was characterized. Illumination level for human object detection was determined at 32.3 lux as measured at the object at a distance of 21 feet. So illumination level for face detection was determined at 25.5 lux as measured at the object from a distance of 8 feet. So human body can be detected at 21 feet while human face can be detected at 8 feet at this illumination level. So face recognition illumination level at 8 feet distance is 12.7 lux. So in order to recognize an object or the face, so meaning it's not only detection of the face, but rather recognizing the face who is done at 8 feet distance with a minimum illumination of 12.7 lux. In addition, recognition is achieved at higher illumination level until 98 lux at a distance of 2 feet. Higher illumination levels at this distance result to failure of face recognition due to the glare generated on the face generated on the human face. So the information gained from this work provide the data to design the lighting system that will be the source of illumination for the image sensor that will be needed by a computer vision system. So this is an initial study to characterize the camera or the image sensor, as well as the luminaire. Because a luminaire, no two illuminaires are identical. Even though you buy a lighting fixture with the same wattage or the same design, but each characteristics is unique to each luminaire. So when we do the design, it is actually you characterize the individual luminaire. And a sort of generalization can be also obtained for the same identical luminaire. Okay, so for example, the distance wherein detection are carried out and the minimum illumination level in which detection occur can be used by a fuzzy input as a fuzzy input to a fuzzy control system and to output the level that is the setting of the LED lighting system. So the main goal of the study is to provide the data that will be used as input to the controller, to a fuzzy controller, so that the fuzzy controller will be the one to determine or to calculate the PWM or the pulse width modulation setting of the LED in order to generate the amount of the required illumination level. So the next study is computer vision system for body detection and tracking under low light condition. In this study, computer vision integrates soft computing algorithms and computer hardware for real-time applications. So here, pedestrian detection, which is the human occupant walking in the test bed, the test area. So detection and tracking is one of the application of computer vision, which is very useful in surveillance application. So, well, I put here surveillance application, but actually that surveillance application is geared towards energy management. Kasi pag sinabi nating surveillance, parang ano, di ba, parang element of control or so parang may negative connotation pag sinabi nating surveillance. So under this application, real-time processing of images to detect human objects. So when I say images, these are video streams, frames of images captured by the camera. So the illumination of the scene is crucial in order to detect, for the detection algorithm to carry out the computational task correctly. So the next slides will show the result of a computer vision system developed for the detection and tracking of pedestrian or human body in video stream. So again, I will refer to this block, referring to the hardware. So once the hardware is developed, okay, and characterized, we can now integrate the software algorithm for people detection and tracking. So this is the algorithm that is used to detect the human object. So the histogram of gradients is used to provide detection of human object. So after the initialization phase, we turn on with so we turn on the camera, grab reference frame. So a reference frame is the first image in the video stream that will be used to detect an object. So when we say object, that is the human person. So detect people in the image frame, and then bound with the box. So if there is a person detected, then it will be bounded by a box because the XY coordinates will be used actually to infer the distance of the object from the camera. All right, so the algorithm will calculate for the coordinates, and then will return that the width of the bounding box will be returned to the function. Okay, so that's the goal of the algorithm in detecting the human object. All right, so these are images of the bounding box that is used to enclose the detected person. So in A, the first figure here in A, it is detected at 21 feet. In B, detection is at 14 feet. And C is 8 feet. And D, the human object is moving away from the camera. Okay. And here we have the false detection and negative detection. So we have here a false detection because it's only the upper body that is detected. And in here, there's an object, a human object, but it is not detected. So this is the plot of the trajectory of the human person. Okay. The camera height is at 8 feet. So also, this is the plot of the XY coordinates of the bounding box enclosing the body of a person when detected in the object video frame with a camera height at 6 feet. All right, so these are the classifications. So positive, human object in frame is detected while there is a face. So negative, the person in an image is not detected. For face, it is not recognized. False positive, object is detected, but there is no object in the image. And background, if the frame contains only background and there is no detection or recognition. Okay, so this is the tabulation of the performance of the system. So we have the positive recognition, we have the negative, false positive, and the detection is at the background. All right, so the performance, the accuracy of the system in detecting the human object is actually at 64. Okay, so this is the initial phases in the study. So the detection is at 64%. The system is able to process 16 frames per second, so that is the rate of the camera, and able to capture and record the trajectory. So the Y coordinates provided the means of inferring the distance of the human object. Detection of the human object in a video image by the algorithm can be reliably carried out at the distance between 8 feet to 20 feet. So intermittent detection occurring at distances of 21 feet. So the height of the camera also affects the image sensor. So a camera installed at 8 feet height can better infer the distance of the object. So that's the result of this study. And this will be used now for the computer vision system for face detection and tracking. So the earlier study is for body detection. So now we will focus now on the face detection and recognition. So a computer vision system to detect and recognize the human face is developed and characterized to infer the distance of the detected face from the image sensor. So the system outputs a set of trajectories of the detected phase, and this set of trajectories are used as fuzzy input to a fuzzy logic system for maintaining a constant level of illumination. Okay, so the hardware did not change, so an additional algorithm is added in the Raspberry Pi. And so this is the pseudocode of the face detection and recognition algorithm. So the algorithm is so it uses the R cascade for detection and recognition. So binary pattern histograms. So this is the performance of the system, which can reliably detect or recognize faces at 8 feet distance. At 10 feet, there are occasional detection at 30 lux illumination, but we have we have here the lux at 12.7 from 30 lux illumination up to 100% PWM level. So we can detect and detect the face as well as recognize the face. So these are samples of face recognition when the human or when the person is traversing path 2. So the test bed is divided into 5 path areas, and this recognition is done in path 2. You can see the low level illumination uh, uh, that is created by the illuminate by the system. So even from the human observer can visually recognize the person. So this is the significance of the study, that while the vision system is able to function, a minimal level of visual illumination is provided for an observer to be able to recognize the person. So kung may, let's say may tagabantay, makikita niya visually na may tao. At more or less, makikilala niya kung sino yung tao. So in contrast to infrared illumination that you cannot see the person. Okay, so this is the face recognition in path 5. So this is also part of the data set in path 5. And this is for path 4. So path 2, 5, and 4. 5 is being at the center. Path 2 is on the left and on the right of the camera. So path 1 and 3 is missing, meaning there is no recognition at this angle because the face is too obtuse or oblique that the face cannot be recognized. Although the face can be detected, but the recognition is not cannot be carried out by this particular algorithm. With the advent now of convolutional neural network and with faster microprocessor and microcontrollers that integrates the library on face detection and recognition, that can be made possible. So, so this algorithm runs on Raspberry Pi 3, and it is running at real time. Real time in the sense that it can process 15 frames per second, and with acceptable performance. So these are sample faces. I am showing my own face because So this is me. So there's no issue of data privacy. So detected and recognized. Okay. So in conclusion, this study is able to process 16 frames per second and able to capture and record the trajectory of the upper left corner of the bounding box, enclosing the detected face. So the vision system is able to track the movement of the human person in the image by inferring the distance of the human body from the camera or image sensor. Detection of the human face in a video image by the algorithm can be reliably carried out at distances between 2 feet to 8 feet. Well, the trajectories of the bounding boxes provide data for inferring the relative distance. Okay, so the distance is between 2 feet and 8 feet. And the camera is installed at 8 feet high. So now, with the luminaire, the LED luminaire, and with the vision system in place, then a controller can now be designed in order to automate, or meaning to control automatically the level of illumination needed by the system to provide detection and recognition. So the illumination controller is based on fuzzy logic system, and this controller is integrated to a vision system and an LED lighting system. So the computer vision system performs human object detection and face recognition, and outputs fuzzy values representing the inferred distances of detected objects. The fuzzy system generates crisp output of duty cycle settings for the PWM controller for LED lighting system to provide the required illumination needed by the vision system. So optimum illumination level for the vision system to perform the detection, tracking, and face recognition operations must be provided by the system. So using visible light emitting diodes as source of illumination, the system provides illumination both for the proper operation of the camera and human personnel monitoring the premises where the system is installed. So this feature is significant in energy-constrained surveillance applications or where there is no power source derived from the electric grid. All right, so this result shows the membership function or the fuzzy rules. So it is divided into far, mid, near. So far, that means range of pixel values. So we are talking about the image. So as the image or let's say the face moves closer to the camera, the distance in terms of pixels are calculated by the algorithm, by the controller, and it provides so upon recognition, it will provide a corresponding crisp output. So for face detection and tracking, the controller recognizes 80 to 90 pixels as classified to be far, 0 to 60 to be also far for body detection. Mid is 85 to 100 and 50 to 80 for body. Near is 95 to 110, that is range for the pixel values. All right, 70 to 900. So the data is sort of reversed because it is sort of complemented. Okay. So here, this is the equivalent distance of fuzzy set input membership that represents the range of distances of the object from the image sensor, that is from the camera. So this is in feet. So face detection and tracking, far is 6 to 8 feet, mid is 4 to 6 feet, and near 2 to 4 feet. Body detection and tracking, so for body, so distance is 16 to 20 feet, 12 to 16 feet, and 8 to 12 feet. So these values were determined from previous results of experiments. So now expressing the output, the inference rules for the body tracking fuzzy logic controller. So the output is the percent duty cycle that will be needed by the PWM controller to activate the LED lighting subsystem. So for far, the duty cycle is 80%. For mid, the duty cycle is 60%. And for near, the duty cycle is 40%. So this is for body tracking. Now for face detection, so we have this inference rule, far 60, mid 50, and near 40. So it appears that there are two controllers, two fuzzy controllers. One fuzzy controller for the body detection and tracking, and another controller for face detection and tracking. Just presenting the fuzzy, the inference or the membership function of input and output in terms of pixel values and duty cycle. So that's shown here. And the track that is detected by the controller. So the plot of the fuzzy controller, throttling. So throttling is the action as it varies the duty cycle of the LED lighting activation as the person traverses on the path in the test bed. So the camera height is 8 feet. So here we have the again for the face detection. So you can see that there are only 3 tracks that are detected. And we can see here the numbers are written on the tracks are the duty cycle. So we can see the throttling of the controller as the face gets closer to the camera. So again, the camera placement is at 8 feet. So here we have the body detection. So body detection, overall accuracy under different illumination sources. So here the system is tested to have natural lighting only. So the green one. So under natural lighting, the accuracy is high for body detection because, so when we say natural lighting, so we have the ambient light coming from the sun. So all windows were open, so on. All artificial lighting, fluorescent lighting are turned off. And there is no illumination coming from the camera. So when we use fluorescent lighting plus the natural lighting, so we have here the comparison between cameras mounted at 6 feet and camera mounted at 8 feet. So for body detection with fluorescent lighting plus natural lighting, we have 88% performance, and at 8 feet, we have 87.39% performance. Okay. Now, the reason why the accuracy improved as compared to the previous one, because during the experimentation, it was discovered that by diffusing the light coming from the luminaire, so by covering it with a plastic layer, so the light is diffused. Now, because illumination from a camera should be a point source light. So point source light meaning point source. It should be coming from a point source, from one source only. Now, since we are there are 10 LED sources, so there will be multiple beams actually, 10 multiple light beams coming from the LED. So that affects the accuracy of the detection. So by covering it with a plastic layer, eliminates multiple light beams coming from the LED, and that forms a diffused beam, which is coherent or uniform, that makes the performance increase. So previously I've shown that the performance is only 69%. So with that changes, 88%, 87% performance is carried out for body detection. For face detection, so we have this performance. So for face detection, so at distance, so the accuracy is high for face detection at 6 feet height of the camera. So you can see here that face detection is accurate, has higher accuracy when the camera is mounted at 6 feet. And while at 8 feet, the performance actually degrades. So this leads us to the conclusion that the higher the camera, well, um, we cannot really fix the position of the camera at either 8 feet or 6 feet. And mounting the camera at a very low, so usually surveillance camera are mounted at a high elevation. So this is for face recognition. So at 6 feet, face recognition performance is at 72 feet using fluorescent lighting plus natural lighting. Well, the power consumption of the system is determined and measured. So with hardware consumed energy and with algorithms running on the system, the energy consumption measured. So for a 12-hour operation, the energy consumed is 0.98 of 1 kilowatt hour. Roughly 1 kilowatt hour. So this study shows that the coordinates of the detected object as output of the vision system can be used as a fuzzy input to the fuzzy logic control system to infer the distance of the detected object. So you have seen the bounding box. So there's an X and Y coordinates. So the upper left corner of that box is used to detect or to determine or to infer the distance of the object from the camera. And based on the distance, the FLC system is able to set the duty cycle of the pulse width modulation activation of the LED lighting. The intensity of the ambient light available sufficient to provide the necessary illumination deactivates the LED lighting system. So during daytime operation, the system relies on natural lighting. So during nighttime operation, then the LED lighting is activated. Only when illumination level falls below the required level for the detection to occur will the LED lighting system be activated and governed by the fuzzy control system. Okay, so in summary, I would like to summarize the workflow that was observed in implementing in the development of the system. So first, there's the design exploration phase. So when you go to your thesis, you will go through this process. So the first phase is design exploration. So you explore multiple possible solutions to that particular problem. So so design exploration, where probable architecture, computation model, and implementation platform were examined. So in this phase, I used the HAR cascades for pedestrian or body detection and face detection because that is possible to run on Raspberry Pi for real-time implementation. We tried implementing convolutional neural network, but it is very slow to do real-time control. So it is very important that the onset you provide, you explore different possible solutions in terms of architecture, in terms of platform that you're going to use. So Raspberry Pi or other platform. Now, today, you have lot of options to do because all these algorithms actually, face recognition, detection, are already integrated in the hardware. So when you buy a certain hardware platform or certain microprocessor, these tools are already built in this hardware. So all you need to do is to train that particular feature in the system. Then you have a working, real-time, high-performing um, uh, face detection or face recognition system. Experimental characterization of the LED by experimentally taking measurements of light intensities at different points in the test bed. So in this particular setting, since we are interested on the behavior of the illumination to the camera response, so we have to characterize the system. And generalization and the result showed that in order for the system to detect body objects, you have an upper limit of 20 feet at a certain illumination level. So this is the generalization after characterizing the system. And then for face detection, 2 feet up to 8 feet with a certain level of illumination. You cannot raise the illumination level too high because it will produce glare on the face, and that makes the recognition algorithm to fail. Now, the third phase in the workflow is to design the implementation of the system. So you now start with the lighting system. You selecting a particular platform, and then design the computer vision system for detection of the body and tracking the body, and then also face detection and tracking. And then the integration of fuzzy logic controllers. So fuzzy logic is selected because of its ability to work on ambiguous inputs. Okay, so by defining the range of inputs, which was determined through experimentation and characterization of the light illumination and the algorithm, you are able to create these fuzzy rules. Finally, the performance of the camera-based illumination controller is performed in terms of so this system is characterized in terms of the ability of the system to detect and track human objects, detect, track, and recognize human faces, and to throttle the LED lighting system to the desired activation level in order to provide the necessary illumination that enables accurate detection and the detection and recognition of a human person in an image in real time. So then the determination of the accuracy to perform detection, tracking, and recognition. With that, I thank you for your kind attention.
All right. So, wow, thank you so much, Dr. Cesar Llorente. Wow, that pieces of informations are very new to us, lalo na kami ng mga non-engineering. Pero tayo ay attended ng ating mga estudyante coming from different school. So, thank you so much. No? So, true enough that our students are very excited to finish their studies as they are challenged to engage in the industry. Grabe, panay pailaw ang pinag-uusapan sa session 2. Naway magningning ang future ng lahat ng ating mga future engineers.
Ngayon ba ay maningning ang iyong umaga?
Yeah, syempre naman. Talaga namang nakaka-excite yung ating mga topic, no? At kahit talaga kami ng mga non-engineering related courses, pero na-enjoy namin. Pero wag niyo na lang kami daanin sa mga computation, sir. We cannot relate talaga.
Sobrang kanina nung computation na sabi namin ni Sir, Paano kayo nila kinocompute talaga yun, no?
But however, ang mga estudyante natin ay talagang magsusing nakikinig sa inyo, Doc Cesar Doriente.
Okay.
At syempre, sagarin na natin ang pagbibigay ng higit sa sapat na kaalaman. Let us now proceed to the question and answer portion, and we will be at least entertaining 3 questions for this session. So sa mga estudyante, I know na overwhelmed sila with the information that they are getting for today's webinar. Sige.
So kung meron pong questions, clarifications, and some thoughts na pwede po natin i-share for Dr. Cesar Llorente, kindly make use of our chat box, no, so that we can ask, no, Dr. Llorente kung meron kayong mga naguluhan.
Ayan. So talagang nag-enjoy yung ating mga bata sa pag-listen, no? Sa pakikinig.
Yeah, siguro talagang sabi mo nga, no-overwhelmed sila, no, on the topic given to them, particularly on how to light, no, the smart buildings through the use of the LED lights. Ayan, good po. Question. We discussed about camera and detection of face and body parts using illumination. It recognizes even what kind of lenses used in any camera. So this question was given by Mr. Hans Pasyente. So Doc, ang tanong po niya is, kung nakaka-recognize ba daw po, na ano daw po kind ng lenses yung i-recognize po ng camera? If I am not mistaken for that question.
Yeah, so the camera uses no special lens. So actually, the lens that was used is based on what was available in the Arduino RPA, rather in the Raspberry Pi kit. Okay, so actually that's an additional. It will provide additional advantage if there will be some lenses to be used, although it's a bit a challenge to do so, because if you can, as you notice, new cameras have that zoom in feature. So what I have done is just to use image processing to process the raw images. But again, yeah, the question is actually will provide additional feature that will allow the camera to zoom in if you can integrate lenses.
Okay po, so thank you. So I hope, no, Mr. Pasyente, that Dr. Llorente answer your question. Yan. Another question?
From Vince Abibuar. Good day po. Every discussed technology po, meron po bang certain supplier or market na accessible for students?
Okay, yeah. Nung na-lockdown tayo, talagang nagsulputan yung mga online delivery, di ba? So actually you can order, you can browse through using the internet on possible hardware platform available in the market, and there's a lot nowadays. So after 2 years, so remember I done this research 2019, 2020, late 2018. So nung nag-lockdown, so tama-tama natapos ko yung study, nag-lockdown. So after that span of 2 years, there were a lot of platform and software available. So diba sinabi ko nga sa inyo, yung yung research ko, integrated na siya ngayon sa hardware na mismo. So these are available online. So pwede nyo i-browse internet, and then you can actually use Shopee or Lazada to do online shopping. Now, local distribution. So I am not endorsing or I am not an agent of Biggies, no? But they provide a very good Chinese-made development platform. Yeah, so don't worry of development platform that you will use in your thesis. Think more worry of the ideas that you will have, entertain those ideas, because those ideas can be translated into realities. So remember, engineers, no offense for you guys, non-engineering guys, that the engineers are trained to translate ideas into realities. Okay, so yan, ang mahalaga yung ideas. And yung idea nyo dapat should be anchored on its usefulness in our society, in our community. Okay, so thank you. I hope I answered your question.
Okay, so thank you, Dr. Llorente. No, tama, no? You turn our ideas into reality. Actually, talagang yun po talaga ang focal point, no? Siguro yun yung mantra ng bawat isa. Because each one of us has a lot of ideas. Then, kung hindi po natin ito turn into reality, baliwala lahat ng ideas. So, sige po. Just last one question, kung meron pa po, before we proceed on the awarding of the certificate. Meron pa po ba? Ayan. Sir, from Gomer Kabiran. Sir, good day. Is the characterized fuzzy logic embedded within the Raspberry or into the microcontroller?
Yeah, the fuzzy logic controller was implemented using Python programming. So, for now, during that, where I conducted the research, so the controller is implemented on, well, for now, it is implemented as a library, but before I implemented it using Python.
Okay po. So thank you very much. Ayan. So once again, thank you students for asking questions to our resource speaker. And again, no, thank you, Dr. Llorente. And now we shall award a certificate of appreciation to Dr. Cesar A. Llorente. So this we award this certificate of appreciation, no, for giving us or for giving insights to our students or future engineers someday. So the certificate is given at the Trimex colleges in the city of Binyan this 14th day of May in the year 2022. So signed, Dr. Rito A. Camigla Jr., Vice President for Academics and Student Services. So once again, Doc Llorente, thank you very much for your insights.
Wow. Once
Thank
again,
you
thank you
for
so
having
much.
us.
Yes. All right. So habang papunta tayo sa pinaka-exciting part, palalim ng palalim ang ating pinag-uusapan. We are now closer to an end with a bunch of learnings for today's webinar. As we welcome our third speaker as we talk about hybrid learning solution. Please welcome Dr. Jennifer C. De La Carmen to introduce our next speaker.
Morning, sir. Good morning, ma'am, to our participants. At this point in time, it's my great honor to present to you our speaker. With her curriculum vitae, it is fixed on her personality itself. She is a technical specialist manager in ICT. She graduated as Master's Information Technology at Adamson University in Manila. And typically, she is a graduate of Bachelor of Science in Commerce that major in Computer Science at Arellano University at the main campus. In terms of her expertise and experiences, she is 6 years as technical specialist manager in High-Tech Power Incorporation. She participated in the World Asian Skills Competition in Malaysia, and she had a training at Laboratory Technology International in Bataan or in Batam, Indonesia, in computer science, troubleshooting, local area network, and wide area network. Also, she has an industry experience and became a system administrator in Singapore. For 15 years experience in the academe, and now become a college dean. And then she is also the BSIT head, academic head, professor, and courseware development or developer. With her skills, experiences, it is my pleasure to introduce to you our speaker for us to give her insights and a matter of giving such background and sharing some knowledge. Let us now give our virtual clap to Professor Eleanor P. Rodriguez. Ma'am,
All right. So ayan, medyo nasa latter part na tayo ng ating webinar and we hope that you have gained so much knowledge for today's webinar na talagang makakatulong sa ating mga future engineers, no? So thank you to all the participating school who participated here sa ating webinar at syempre yung mga faculty members ng Trimex colleges.
Then we want to thank also the administrators of our school, Ms. Rachel Cruz, our president, our vice president for academic affairs and student services, Dr. Rito Icamigla, including sabi nga po ni Sir Rod, the program chair of the engineering department, no, Dr. Kevin De Mesa, including their faculty members. No? So thank you very much for having this kind of webinar, particularly to the future engineers, no, in our industry right now.
All right. So this international summit is also part of the 28th founding anniversary celebration of Trimex colleges.
Yan. So before we forget, no, talagang meron po tayong mga in-store activities na as part of our 28th founding anniversary, including yung Youth Summit. So we are inviting everyone to attend the Youth Summit on May 22, this coming or next Sunday, live via Trimex official Facebook page. No? Talagang marami kaming mga guest speakers to tackle, no, on the different forums. So we divided into 3 forums on that particular Youth Summit.
Correct.
Yeah. So meron din po kami CBA week that will start on Monday. So basics in the 21. So yeah.
Correct. So I think, nandiyan na po ba si ma'am?
Jennifer.
So once again, thank you to all the students, no?
Ayan, so si Ma'am Jennifer pala ay galing pa from Ilocos, no, ma'am? Talaga po, yan?
yes po.
Talaga namang we are virtually connected sa sulok man ng Pilipinas.
Actually, yun yung talagang advantage, no, ng online na we can, sabi nga ni Sir Rod, we can be connected saan. Kahit nga hindi sa Philippines, no, kahit sa ibang bansa, pwede tayong magkausap-usap. Yeah. Doc, if we may ask, saan po ba kayo kasama po ba namin kayo sa Trimex colleges? Tama po? Nagtuturo po kayo sa amin?
Sir, andito ang boss ko, si Sir Kervin. Yes, sir.
Okay, ayan. So, yeah.
Part-time.
Okay po, opo. Pala naman po tayo na we are doing part-time job here in Trimex. Kasi in Trimex, no, learning experience worth it po talaga. Ayan. So we hope to see you personally, no, Ma'am Jennifer. Ayan. So nandiyan na po ba yung ating pong guest speaker?
Ayan.
Sige, while waiting, no, Sir Rod.
Sige, while waiting for our next speaker, and definitely she will be the last for today's webinar, magpapalaro muli tayo sa ating mga audience. I-ready na ating mga chat box.
Yan. I-ready nyo namin yung mga daliri, mga fingers na para sa ating pong mga gagawing game ngayon, no? Before we, robotics, may nauna na. Pero hindi pa naman yung sinasabi namin, hindi naman robotics yung pinapatype namin. So si Alrich Ocampo na una na. Yan. Sige nga, kaway-kaway nga muna dyan ang ating mga students, no? So again, thank you for participating and thank you for still here, no? Sa ating pong webinar.
All right. For our next question, who is our last speaker in our session 2? Okay. Again, yung pinaka pang 28 na sasagot sa ating chat box ang siyang mananalo ng special prize.
At dapat kumpleto yung name ng ating last speaker, no, who discussed to us, no, yung ating pong lighting energy management in smart buildings. Ayan. So I know nandito pa yung ating speaker. At ito na yung ating prize. Again, a gift card from Starbucks, no. So kung sino yung 28 na mag-type kung sino yung ating last speaker.
At dahil sa 28, wala pang nagtatype, simulan nyo para makabilang ng 28.
Parang ayaw nila mag-type kasi alam nila pang 20. Ayan. May nauna na.
Ayan, syempre gagayahin ng iba.
Syempre si Miss, ayan, 28 na daw. Sir Hans, hello. Ayan, kailan kayo, Sir?
Hello po, Sir Hans.
So puro si Sarah yung nagtatype kasi para maging 28 siya.
Sige, yung pinaka-28 na pangalan ni Sir Cesar Loriente ang siyang mananalo ng ating
Starbucks gift card.
Wow,
Sana all, no?
Sana all nag-antayan, ano?
Ayan. Talagang si Sir Rod, gusto niya katabi ako. Talagang sinisiksik niya yung sarili niya sa akin. Ayan. I don't know. Parang mahal na mahal niya. Ay, ang dami.
Sige po, ayan. Wow. Yehey! Napayehey na siya sa sobrang tuwa kahit hindi siya pang 28. Ayan, at nahihirapan natin po ang ating technical group na alamin kung sino ang ating lucky winner.
Sino nga kaya? Ang ika-28, no? Na nagsulat ng ating previous speaker na nagsalita sa atin to give some knowledge, no, sa ating attendees for today. Ito na!
Grabe. We have a winner.
Ayan, we have a winner. So, ito na, yung nagtanong din kanina, actually, siya yung nag-last question. Congratulations, Mr. Gomer Cabrian. Tama po ba? Yan. So, you just have won a gift card from Starbucks. Yan. So, kindly private message our program share, no, Sir Kosho, para makuha yung details ng ating card,
Do we have more prizes pa?
Marami po.
Yes, marami pa tayo. Okay, ayan, marami siyang nilagay. So this time naman, you type in Trimex pababa. Trimex pababa. Ang siyang unang yes. Go!
Go! Tingnan natin kung sino ang unang nakabuo ng Trimex pababa.
Ako, hindi ko alam kung anong training ang dapat mong gawin para ikaw ay maka-Trimex pababa. At syempre, dito lang muna tayo sa chat box.
Yan.
Kukuha ng winners.
Kung meron.
Yes, meron. Of course, hopeful tayo.
Sige, tingnan natin kung makakabuo kayo ng Trimex pababa.
Ayan, may TX.
May RI.
Correct.
May text.
But anyway, so congratulations once again for spending your time with us. Kasi this moment is very useful talaga sa ating lahat. Ano?
Ayan. Tsaka talaga namang lahat naman ng ating topics for today ay definitely magagamit nila when it comes to, nandun na sila sa industry, no? On the world of the corporate world, no?
Actually, nakakahanga yung mga estudyante natin from engineering. Kasi alam mo, kung pipili ka talaga ng course, dapat talaga gusto mo. At syempre, meron kang baon. Meron kang bentahe. Kasi talaga naman, nakita ko yung mga computations, ay nako, I cannot carry talaga.
Yes. And you're definitely right, Mr. Rod, kasi talagang yung engineering medyo madami ang kailangan. Lalo na sa computation, numbers.
Yes.
And ito, may pumapasok pa nga ng mga bago natin na kailangan gamitin na system like the artificial intelligence.
Correct.
Yeah.
So, for sure, yung mga estudyante natin, gustong-gusto na nila makapagtapos sa pag-aaral because they really wanted to engage na in the industry. And with the informations that they are getting from this webinar, talagang parang nakaka-excite, no? Ganito pala yung magiging trabaho ko in the future.
At saka talagang very timely, no? Because we are now in the technology world, no? Talagang ito na yung ito na yung mundo natin. So we need to adapt and we need to embrace the technology. And by the use of the artificial intelligence, mapapadali lahat ng buhay at ginagawa natin.
So kaya sa ating mga future engineers, good luck. Kasi
Yes.
kayo talaga ang bubuhay at magbibigay kadalian sa ating pamumuhay.
Okay, ayan. So, we would like to announce then no, that enrollment no, sa amin pong institution is ongoing. So, if you have friends, if you have na gusto mag-aral, just keep in touch with our official page in GMX Colleges. And there are some people will answer your queries. Ayan.
Wow, glad to know that we have reached 122 viewers in our
Yes.
Zoom
Zoom link.
meeting. Yes.
And on the Facebook Live, I think kanina naka 21,000 na tayo.
Yes.
Ngayon kaya ilan na?
At syempre, kailangan natin ma-reach worldwide. And anyway, this session will be available sa aming Trimex page para pwede niyong balik-balikan yung mga informations given by our speakers.
Totoo nga, no, na talagang may mga bagay na dapat balikan.
Yes.
Pero may mga bagay na hindi na binabalikan.
Tulad niya.
Ayan. So, ayan, sige, mag-try magsumaba pa rin hanggang magsawa at hanggang magkakalyo ang ating...
May nagsabi ng Trimex pababa, siguro ito ay umattend ng ating summit before. No?
Okay.
So talking about summit, ayan, magkakaroon ulit tayo ng summit next week. That will be happening this coming Sunday, May 22.
So, that is live, no?
And we invited different personalities na talagang makakatulong, not only for business students, but as well as with any other
Actually,
person.
yung theme ng Youth Summit natin ngayon is the totality ng buong individual, not only in business, but including the mental health, including the whole person as well. No? Yun yung ating theme ngayon. And maraming mga resource speaker that to discuss, no? Ayan. And our host for that particular event is si Sam YG.
Yeah.
So, yung sa mga nakakakilala yan. And makikita nyo rin kami doon sa summit. No, we will be the first part of that particular summit. Ayan. So, sige lang po.
Sige, wala pa rin natama sa Trimex pababa.
So, tuloy pa lang po tayo, no, Sir Rod. Ayan. So, kamusta naman pala, no? Ayan. So, we hope that you are learning a lot from our resource speakers na nag-discuss ng different topics.
Yes. Ayan, so nakikitang-kita natin yung active participation ng ating mga estudyante. Not only Trimex students, but of course, other students as well. Coming from different universities and colleges around the Philippines.
So sinabi nga natin kayo na, sino yung nag-open ng video? Ayan. So, sinabi nga natin kayo na may meron tayong mga students from Pampanga, no?
Okay.
From TAF, Darasal TAF, ayan. From STI Colleges Santa Rosa. Teamwork tayo, one at a time para may manalo. That's good. No? Tama naman yun.
Yes. So, ayan.
Ayun, may nagsulat na Trimex pababa talaga.
Talagang tumatak yung Trimex pababa natin.
Okay, so
nakakatuwa talaga ang Trimex.
Ayan, so oo nga pala, no? Last April 30, no? Nagkaroon po kami ng first face-to-face concert entitled Rewind. And napakaganda ng feedback. Diba, Sir Ron?
Yes.
At babalik po sa December. Mag-unwind ulit.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
And then we will be moving forward na.
Level up. No?
Yes.
Yung sobrang kailangan ibigay na.
Alam mo, very timely din tong international summit natin. Kasi kung i-focus mo yung sarili mo sa social media, talagang may stress ka. Kasi dahil ang mga tao may hangover pa sa ating election. But this time, tumutulong kami sa inyo para maiba yung ating mga iniisip. No? And of course, these things are very helpful sa ating lahat. Kesa patulan natin, yung mga bashers natin around the net, pero nandito tayo, we are hunger for learning.
Ayan! Ay, sayang. May nakita na ako na parang mabubuo na yung Trimex pero may sumingit.
Nagulat ako.
Ako, di ba, kaso nagkakabalit. Ayun, papalit.
Yes!
Yes.
Wow!
Ayan, okay. Opo. So, meron tayong winner. Ayan, so, yan.
Ang galing.
So, si Sarah ang nanalo ng Trimex. Ay, walang X, sir.
Ay, hindi. Trimex.
Ay, wait lang.
Kompleto. Trimex.
Yan.
Congratulations, Sarah.
Ayan. So sabi nga ni Sir Rod kanina, no, na parang after the election or after that particular situation that happens to our country, at the end of the day, we are still Filipino citizens. And one of our main objective is to help other Filipinos also. And patuloy tayo na iaangat yung buhay ng lahat. No? Lalong-lalo na yung mga nasa laylayan. Because yun yung mga nakakalimutan. At yun yung mga nakikita natin na kailangan talaga ng tulungan para magtulungan tayong iangat yung buhay ng bawat isa. So, without further ado, merong advice namin, nandiyan na yung ating resource speaker. No?
All right. So once again, congratulations. Ayan. So once again, our next speaker is Professor Eleanor T. Rodriguez.
Hi, Ma.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
Morning po. Sige po.
Wala pong sound.
Ma'am, pa-check po.
Okay, we start na po.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay, thank you. Okay, good morning again, everyone. I'm your third speaker for the hybrid learning solutions. I'm Professor Eleanor T. Rodriguez, a Technical Specialist Manager of ICT of High-Tech Power Incorporated. So I have to discuss with you what is hybrid learning solutions. This is combined classroom and online learning modality. So first and foremost, I would like to give your school and your all of you to present our company profile.
A company of change. A company to bring change to the lives of the Filipinos. A company to influence the educational system of the country. A company inspiring to bridge the gap between the academe and industry. This is High-Tech Power Incorporated. Trendsetter, market leader, change maker, total solution provider. Our company has gone through more than 2 decades of fruitful partnership with the industry and educational institutions. High-Tech Power traces its roots from its mother company, Smart Process Integration, which etched a big name in the industry sector in the 90s. We were then providing new technologies in pneumatics and hydraulics components to manufacturing and automotive industries. By 2003, we saw the opportunity of providing technical laboratory equipment to schools and universities in the country. The service went beyond from industry sectors to academe, thus the beginning of our mission to be the most reliable partner. We took the opportunity to provide further assistance to educational institutions in making their programs relevant with industry needs. Also by providing new technologies, pioneering industrial processes, and 21st century didactic practices to bring education and training up to the time and needs of the growing industry and community. Providing excellent services and solutions, we were given the trust by our principals to promote their respective products over the years. In the past 2 decades, we have demonstrated commitment, perseverance, and resilience in the pursuit of quality and excellence in our products and services, and most importantly, to partnership. High-Tech believes that its employees are the backbone and the strongest link towards the success of the company. For more than 20 years, High-Tech relies on its dependable employees in fulfilling its goals. Each department shares a vital part in reaping the fruit of success. The sales division of High-Tech Power is divided into two: the Industrial Division and the Lifelong Learning Division. The Industrial Division is geared to be a leader in creating a solution profile to the industry's problems in terms of bolting solutions, hydraulic and pneumatic tools and equipment, laboratory testing instruments, and construction equipment. We cater solutions to power plants including diesel, coal, wind and geothermal plants, refineries, mining and processing, oil and gas industry, petrochemicals, sugar mills, shipping, manufacturing, contractors, cement industry, heavy equipment, and others. Lifelong Learning, or LLL Division, caters educational and technical equipment, matching the requirements of the basic education, including preschool, primary and secondary, technical vocational training and education, and higher education institutions. We are specializing on engineering and technology areas in agriculture, automotive, chemical, civil, computer, electrical, electronics, food, sciences, industrial automation, information and communication, maritime studies, mechanical, mechatronics, robotics, instrumentation and process control, welding, and senior high school tracks. HPI promotes a globally competitive and innovative industry and services sector, contributing to inclusive growth and employment generation. It is doing its part by bringing new and advanced knowledge and skills to the country through high technology technical equipment sets that promote industry responsive training and learning.
Okay, so you see our company profile that we cater all the and connected with different industries. So bali nandito po ako to give you a complete solution for the hybrid learning solutions. So how is ICT hybrid learning being done? Bali, ito po yung pinaka-question natin, how to fulfill this one, step by step. Ibibigay ko po sa inyo step by step on how to do it until you reaches your certification. So first, we have our e-learning. And then next, this e-learning, you can have this e-learning as a pre-test. You have also to be followed by the laboratory simulation. And then afterwards, kung nakapag-laboratory simulations na, you can have the post-test to test them. And then specifically, after giving your post-test and assess them, doon na lang siya papasok ngayon with the equipment for the equipment assessment. And then following the micro-credential certification. So let me show you how we can have this hybrid learning solution. So first, the e-learning. This is a self-paced learning material, learning by doing, and a final exam preparation for IT industry certification. Bali, yun po yung track ng ating e-learning as one of the hybrid learning solutions for the first one. And this hybrid learning is a learning anytime, anywhere, at in any time. The ICT learning includes this one for the following subjects. So yung mga e-learning natin can cover this one for the ICT courses for operating systems, computer programming, object-oriented programming, data structures and algorithms, software design, purposive communication, architecture and organization, workplace and internship readiness, Microsoft Office, and many more. So, yung mga cater natin with all of those subjects. And our certification includes also with the IT fundamentals, computer hardware, networking, computer security, cybersecurity, advanced security practitioner, Linux operating system, penetration testing, data analytics, project management, and cloud computing, and also with the technical trainers program. So for the e-learning, this is an online learning material. This is a 12-month subscription also, and then it has unlimited end of the chapter quizzes and exams. So for the laboratory simulations, we have real equipment, but on a virtual world, this is a laboratory simulations. And then you can have unlimited simulation practice as well and exams for this post test. So this one, let me show you on the particular on what is complete. particular, it's in line, kagaya ng sinabi kanina, that most of the students here na sinasabi is, of course, getting ready for the industry. This is in line with that. So particularly pagdating dyan, this is the
IT, one of the most diverse and fastest growing industries in the world. And with elements of IT in almost every industry, the choice of which career to pursue is endless. You could develop the next breakthrough in digital communications, or protect people's data from being sold on the black market, or even help a small startup business get ahead by being more technologically streamlined. And as technology progresses, the IT industry is going to need more and more people to help discover, manage, and secure its capabilities. But there's a problem. Right now, there's a large skills gap between the skills job seekers have and what employers need. And with so many different courses and training options out there, how can you know which one will give you what you need to land a job? So your options are either going in, starting at ground level and slowly working your way up, or taking an internship with a whole bunch of other recruits and hoping you survive the training process. Validating your skills doesn't have to be this difficult. That's where CompTIA comes in. We are the leading provider of vendor-neutral IT certifications in the world. That means we can validate your IT skills across a wide range of technologies. Whether it's in networking, cloud technologies, or security, with the CompTIA certification, you'll get the boost you need to get the job you want now. And because CompTIA certifications are recognized globally, regardless of where you choose to work, you'll have in-demand credentials. With the CompTIA certification, the world is literally your oyster. Contact the CompTIA Academy team at academy@comptia.org to find out how you can get started in IT. For more information on
Okay, so that means isa dito ang Hightech Power is an official and authorized partner here in the Philippines and also an academy partner of CompTIA. So here, this is a quick overview of what is CompTIA and how this one on the specific product there may be. So we have here on the core skill certification. So kung nakikita nyo dun sa video na pinakikita kanina, in demand and IT natin, of course, with the technology we must have our self ready. So kailangan, meron tayong boost na sinasabi dun sa video kanina. With this one, this is your tech skills na tinatawag. This is basically on the particular core skills certification. So meron tayong tinatawag na IT fundamentals. This one, actually, this is the basic of IT. So dito, malalaman natin kung ready ka na ba to pursue on the IT career. So this is the second one, but this one is the entry level. So lahat ng A+ na sinasabi natin, both 4.1 and 4.2, specifically based on the computer hardware. Lahat nag-start sa computer hardware. And definitely, this comes from all the basics of the pathway that we must have to pursue in IT career. So next we have Network Plus, specifically based on the computer networks, and then security based on the computer security. And then here in infrastructure pathway, you have two choices. So for this one, for the infrastructure pathway, you have the Linux Plus. So yung server na Linux natin, if you want to pursue the infrastructure, dito tayo with the Linux Plus. After getting the, that 4 or this 3, would have to continue with the Linux Plus and the Server Plus, of course, in maintaining the server, and then the Cloud Plus, if you must have to continue maintaining the server over the cloud. And then you have the second pathway. This is basically if you're turning into cybersecurity, you have this pathway to pursue. So this one, the penetration testing or the Pen Test Plus. And then this one is the CYSA Plus or the Cybersecurity Analyst Plus. Okay. And lastly, to go over with the advanced solution, we have Certified Advanced Security Practitioner Plus or the CASP Plus. And then also we do have professional skills. So for this, if you want to pursue on the project management, you have the Project Plus, Cloud Essentials Plus, and the CPT Plus or the Certified Technical Trainer. So yung mga professors naman po out there, you you can have this certification exam. I guess you have heard of this one, but definitely in CompTIA, only one passes this exam. So this is Sir Charles Singh. So basically, dito, siya yung mag-grade over that. This is not a theoretical one, but definitely naka-video kayo on how you must have a technical training on how to teach someone on this certified trainer kayo ang mangyayari dito. So, CompTIA will not allow coronavirus impact your studies. So, pagdating sa studies natin, we know classroom activities are stopped due to COVID-19, but you can continue your learning journey with CompTIA e-learning programs. So, to start off with, this one, Master Learn, is a comprehensive e-learning that prepares learners for their CompTIA certification exams. So, these key features of CompTIA e-learning, over 40 hours of rich content, hands-on learning with performance-based questions, 100 plus videos, and practice questions. Also uses flashcards and gamification features to make learning fun. So yung retention ng estudyante nandiyan din. And at the same time, for us as faculty, as professor, we must have to focus on the research and extensions. On having this one, an inbuilt advanced analytics to track your learning progress. So isa po ito sa nakakatulong sa teachers and then sa professors, how you would have to track your learners' progress. Okay? You can access this one anytime, anywhere from your mobile devices or your laptops. And after this one, you have a 19-minute final assessment and course completion certificate. So meron dito. So this is a full package that we have coming from the original CompTIA. They have this learning material para all original from the learning material going to the certification. The official CompTIA content has books, e-learnings, labs, and exams preparation software to support skills development. So this one, comprehensive offering, making it easy and more convenient to work. And then strictly aligned to exam objectives, checked and validated by independent subject matter experts. This ensuring that the content adequately prepares candidates for the certification exam. So dito, industry ang nag-validate. Kaya ito yung isa sa maganda with the CompTIA. Yung industry mismo, napupuntahan yung nag-validate kung okay yung exam na gagawin nila. And also, in partnership with that, yung CompTIA na rin ang gumawa ng learning materials para sure na maipapasa yung exam. Okay? This content is consistent approach and voiced throughout books, labs, and assessment, delivering a more seamless and cohesive training experience. And then also timely access to new content aligned in the release of the certification exam. So this one includes the educators who really taking the certification. The learning material includes develop curriculum and launch training quickly and more effectively, of course. So this supports the full portfolio of CompTIA certification with content and providing opportunities to new course offerings. So dahil server-based siya na learning content, kapag nagkaroon na advancement sa technology and advancement pagdating dun sa examination, automatic yun, sabay sila. Kasi galing yun mismo sa CompTIA. So with this one, first exam takers naman by the exam developers. So yung mga dito, you have complete libraries also and developed with instructor in mind. Ang mga gumagawa nito is all coming from the industry and experts. Yan po. So ito po, papakita ko lang sa inyo how this official content creation. So it has the market surveys, reviews, and focus groups. After that, you have this exam objective, release, and internal launch meeting. So pagdating dito, mga ongoing sa market survey pa lang, no, what's going on with the market? Kailangan masagot nila yan. And then what problems are you trying to solve? And then what challenges do your learnings experience? So dito pa lang, sa umpisa pa lang, meron silang survey na kinakonduct. So kung ano yung kailangan na trabaho outside the industry, yun yung ginagawa nila ng material to help the students to bridge the gap in between the academe and the industry. And ito po yung talagang advocacy ng high-tech power to build, bridge the gap in between the academe and the industry. And then for this one, after getting the objectives, you have the content gets authored. So may copyright po sila. And then market validates the content. So yung industry mismo ang nag-validate ng content na ginawa nila for the learning material. And content gets finalized. And this one, pagdating dito, does the content accomplish objectives? So yung mga tanong dito, kailangan na sagot bago siya i-launch, bago i-finalize. So hindi yan ilalabas ng hindi kumpleto. Okay? Before, you can have this content bago ma-import with various formats. So kaya siya nag-evolve into learning materials such as yung learning material, yung laboratory, and then also with the practice exam before going to the exam preferably. So after getting this, you have this continual learning and training. So yung e-learning with Cert Master Learn, the Learn is the only comprehensive e-learning solution developed exclusively by CompTIA. Interactive and self-paced. Cert Master Learn includes a customizable learning plan and performance-based questions that take you on a path of consistent learning towards the certification exam. So this includes the interactive learning with flashcards and performance-based questions or PBQs na tinatawag nila. And then this has the videos also to demonstrate key concepts and processes. So customizable learning plan. So meaning to say, may learning plan siya, pero kung pwede niyo pa rin pong i-customize as professor kung ano yung gusto niyo ipadagdag pagdating dun sa learning content na gagawin ng professor over their students. And then also easy self-assessment. So when it comes to the students and also with the professionals that is taking the examination, so you have this one for the learning, easy self-assessment. So learning progress with analytics and reporting. So madaling makatulong with the professors on getting their data analytics pagdating dyan. So yung mga reporting mo dyan, I'll show you later. So dito, sa key features and benefits natin, you have the PBQs or the performance-based questions, interactive, scenario-based. So this is not a theoretical base. Hindi dito tinatanong na what is computer, what is UTP keyboard. This has the interactive. Kaya po siya, pinakita ko kanina with from start to finish, yung basic to advanced, sa basic sa IT fundamentals na gagaling yung mga theoretical one. Pagdating dun sa assessment with the performance-based question, this is merely teaching the students or the learners how to be an IT administrator. So pinagde-decide sila virtually. So this is a good training for those students and exam takers para dyan na yung scenario, pinagde-decide kayo how to be an administrator. Hindi lang basta nalaman mo kung ano yan and then you're getting the full solution itself. And then the practice questions with feedback. Pagdating dito, it helps assess a learner's readiness. So may assessment dito and then kung makikita nyo, if you have correct, you have completed, you have another set of questions, feedback on both wrong and right answers. So isa pa po na benefits with the learning materials, it has videos, coverage of the most challenging concepts. So kasi mas madali ang tutor or the experience itself. Na basta nakikita, di ba? We have the YouTube. Manood ka lang na YouTube, marunong ka na gumawa ng computer. Isa yon. Okay? Di ba sabi dun sa kakayanin niyang gumawa ng helicopter by using YouTube. No? So, most of our students now, our learners now, get fun of the videos. So, isa yan sa malakas na pinibigyan ng emphasis with the most challenging concepts. So, yung mahirap intindihan through reading, meron din dito with the video. So, hindi mahihirapan. And then with the learning plan, it has the prescribed based on the learning exam and exam date and helps them stay on schedule. So, may tracker, may learning plan. So, hindi siya basta-basta ilalatag lang, nakaplano. So, just like in our school, may mga specific schedules na binibigay. In particular, doon ilalatag ng teacher kung kailan yung schedule ng school. Okay? So, with this one, ano yung bibigay in particular week? Ito po. So, meron siyang learning plan na tinatawag or the lesson plan, commonly called. And what's good inside this? May mga flashcards din to help you review terms, definition, and acronyms before yung mga, parang yun dati nung nag-aaral tayo, yung we do the index cards. So, this one has the virtual index card or the flashcard MAT. So it has these review items for the terminologies para mas madali. So parang naglalaro la at the same time, but definitely you get the full content of this one. In particular, naka-section din naman po. So in the final stage, you have the reporting and analytics that helps the learner track progress and assessment, strengths and weaknesses. So definitely, dito makikita din yung teacher mismo kung i-incline ba, tumataas ba yung progress ng bata or nagde-decline. So, if in case na medyo bumababa yung learning retention niya, pwedeng balikan. Ito yung isa na maganda. Okay, with the interactive labs, with the Cert Master labs, pagdating dito, kasi usually when we do in the traditional classroom, okay, sa laboratory, you must have to answer, pass or fail lang naman. Nagawa pa ng estudyante or hindi, pass or fail. But then definitely pagdating dito, you will develop deeper understanding of the subject matter and reinforce the practical aspects of the certification exam objectives. Of this includes the browser-based virtual environments that use real equipment. So, ang cost-benefits analysis dito mataas. Dahil nga, maraming mga real equipment na nakalagay dyan na kapag pinili mo is millions of pesos ang katumbas, but then definitely, dahil sa unlimited practice ng labs and exams, paulit-ulit kahit sadyain mong sirain, hindi ka bibili ng panibago. That is the good part of the simulation laboratory. So, virtual lang siya, kahit paulit-ulit, kaya nga unlimited siya. So, all you have to do is to reset. Okay? Push the start again. Ganun lang siya. To redo the examination of the laboratory. So, dito ang maganda sa labs ko, kapag kung ano yung ginawa ng bata, nakikita yung feedback, saan yung mali. Kapag mali at tama, may feedback po, dalawa yun. So, magandang training kasi you let them redo the particular laboratory and then it's finally with your schedule kung paano at kailan, doon na lang po yung graded nila. And as a professor, meron tayong mga controls over the students na mabibigyan ng mga step guidelines pagdating dyan. And then also with easy to use and navigate ito. Isa yan sa maganda. And then yung mga exercises nila pre-configured na and required minimal setup lang naman. But ang in-depth and then yung in-depth knowledge with that would cover all the things that is needed by an IT administrator. This is basically on the laboratory. So dito, yung lab hardware, of course, yung platform, kagaya na nakita nyo rito, configured to imitate real-world situation. Okay? So, may mga situation-based na nandiyan dyan that you must have to answer as an IT administrator and giving you complete control to carry out either your own configuration or follow the lab guides for configuring specific technologies. And that is converted in an exam objectives. Okay? So in particular, ang sinusunod po dito is the laboratory standards. Okay? So pagdating sa course to align contentment, so yung lab guides cover wide variety of topics. So nakalist naman yung mga topics dyan. And basically yung usability and flexibility could cover a wide range of industry standards technology. So definitely, kung pwedeng dalawang estudyante yan, magkaiba ang isip nila. So how they do it, the TUPIA will decide on how to give feedback kung paano nila ginawa in a real world scenario base dito pagdating dyan. Hindi yung pagandahan ng laboratory. Magkaiba yung grade nila kung magkaiba yung galaw nila. But then definitely, it has to follow the standard technology, standard operating procedure. Okay? So pagdating dyan, international standard ang sinusunod. Hindi lang, ang sabi nga sa kumpiya, hindi pwede yung okay na yan. Okay? So dito, diretso, international standard. So you must have to follow international standard. So kaya siya acceptable worldwide. So with this one, Cert Master Practice is adaptive online companion tool that assesses your knowledge and exam readiness. So in particular with this one, the Cert Master Practice includes quick knowledge assessment and then adaptive learning that reinforce existing and new knowledge and personalized feedback. Real-time learning analytics. So dito, para kang nag-exam na, but you're getting ready yourself. into that exam. Okay? So dito, unlimited yung practice ko ngayon. Kapag medyo mahina ka sa domain na to, pwede mo ulitin. Pero hindi ito yung graded exam mismo. Practice pa lang to. So isa, you let the CompTIA let you do your practice unlimited. Okay? Once you're ready, tsaka nyo kukunin yung examination kasi one time lang yung exam. So that is our basis, yung skills base na 5% natin over the company we wanted to pursue. Okay, with this practice, you can build confidence. Of course, question first design. Okay, question first design ang gawa nila. So reverse psychology ginagawa. And then with this one, the personalized feedback, it has personalized feedback and a real-time learning analytics. Dahil nga, kung gaano mo ginagawa yung exam, as if nag-exam ka na, may timer na siya, binibigyan siya ng saan ka mababa, saan mo i-improve. Okay? Para pagdating mo doon, yung timing and testing, just in a real examination situation, yan. Para kung saan ka dapat mag-focus sa attention, paano ka gagalaw, para makapasa. Tsaka yung mga tips, nandiyan dyan. So, with this one, it has also the books and ebooks and study guides and also supported by the video training with IT Pro TV. So, meron tayong mga extra for that para dun sa extra talaga, kumbaga extra challenge kung sinasabi natin with if you wanted to pass the examination. So, for this one, the CompTIA Cert Master solution, it has the comprehensive e-learning or the Cert Master Learn. And then the problem solving applies the Cert Master Labs. And then to reinforce the knowledge, you have the Cert Master practice and getting ready to take the exam. And then if you pass, you are validated as you have this ID for 3 years and then validated to have this one after 3 years yung renewal niya. So you can have the Cert Master CompTIA exam or the CE, pinakikita niyo dyan. So automatically, renew yung certification prior to the expiration. So, ang gawa natin, ganun yung system nila. Okay? With this, ito po yung sample ng learning plan na nakikita natin. So, mayroong mga analytic sites sa taas. And then you have all the full course sa baba. And then specifically, ano yung mga knowledge inside of it with the learn and labs. And then going to practice and the examination itself. For this one, the practice questions, this is the part of the practice questions na nakikita natin. This is just a snap of it. So, actually, marami. Kasi we myself also undergone the CompTIA training for the E+. Okay, so with this one, nagkakaroon siya ng feedback dito with the question, practice questions. And then the PVQs or performance-based questions, this has scenario. So, lalagyan ng scenario doon. And then may instruction, ano yung gagawin. And then, perform mo yung task kung ano yung sinabi doon sa instruction. And the feedback would go over with the feedback ng correct, may feedback siya. And then, meron din siyang feedback kapag mali. And then, most especially, you must have, tignan nyo yung part dito, na you try again, but read up to the content in lesson 1 under the OSI model and network protocols. So, kapag mali ka, tinuturuan ka saan ka magbabasa ulit para matuto ka ulit sa susunod na try. So, you let them redo the work and then, of course, you let them do the unlimited practice. Kapag ka ready na yung estudyante, would have to take, of course, lahat ng estudyante kailangan may deadline. So, teacher ang masusunod dyan. So, analytics would cover this one. It has the strengths and weaknesses, average practice question scores, and ranking. So, yung mga estudyante niya magkakaroon din ng ranking. Just as we do in our traditional classroom. But this is over an online class. So, dito, this is accessible 24/7. So, practice questions, scores, over time. Okay? So, yan. On this one, the practice enhancement has the practice test, of course, with experience, adding more experience with the practice exams. Test mode distinct from learning mode, questions more similar to exam type questions, no question specific feedback, no I don't know option. So ito yon yung sinasabi natin. So walang hindi maiintindihan kapag ka nag-focus ka rito dahil binibigyan ka na nga kung totoo said, sinupo na lahat sa'yo. It's all up to you. Sasagutan ko na lang kasi parang andyan na siya. May feedback na, pag nagkamali ka, bibigyan niya sa mag-aaral ulit. Yun yung kagandahan doon, no? So, maybe on my training in Lumpia, na-experience ko siya, nag-enjoy ako. On the other hand, and most challenging, kahit practitioner ka na, challenge ka pa rin on that part, okay? So, integration of PBQs, unique from Lumpia Cert Master Learn PBQs, but same type of experience. So, integrated within the practice test experience. So, dito, ito yung isa sa maganda, instructor-led training. So, meron kasi self-training kapag professional na nagtatrabaho. This one, in the academe, masusunod yung teacher dun sa pagbibigay sa student. So, why is this different? Unlike other training products, Master Learn, ILT provides comprehensive e-learning that includes lessons, practice questions, and performance-based questions with reporting and LMS integration. You don't have a problem if you have your LMS on your school kasi SCORM compliant po ito. So, kung pwede ma-attack through LTI, yung LMS integration na sinasabi natin. So, it is seamless, cohesive experience, rigorous coverage of content, engaging learning experience. So, ang instructor-led natin, official content with the ebook, and then also with the student guide available, and the Wikipedia labs. So, isa yan. And then with this one, design in mind with the students in mind. So, comprehensive instructional tools, focus job roles, 100% coverage objective. Bakit po 100%? Kasi nga, ginawa itong learning material galing mismo sa market survey ng industry. Ano yung mga kailangan natin sa industry? Ano yung tatanggapin natin sa trabaho? Binigay na yung mga kailangan ng industry. At yun yung binibigay ni Kumpia para isubo na sa estudyante bago kayo lumabas ng school. Meron na kayong boost na sinasabi natin, yung certification. And then also, flexible and customizable content based on course format. So ito yung sample instructor guide and student guide. So the family of Kumpia certification training products has this one, the Learn, that acquires the knowledge and study towards your certification exam, the labs to solve real-world problem in a simulated environment. So yan yung simulation lab. And then also the practice to reinforce knowledge and prepare for your certification exam. And then lastly, to renew your certification. Okay? So dito, with the Cert Master Learning Materials, you have the laboratory, practical application, and then the confirm mastery pagdating dyan sa Cert Master practice. And then, why Cert Master can help you succeed? So, this is packed with content and features that are designed to help you learn in an engaging, flexible way. And then also includes interactive learning, the videos, customizable learning plan, easy self-assessment, and then also learning progress analytics and reporting. So, standalone, meron naman din isa with the standalone basis or the bundles. So, ito yung mga comparison with the Cert Master practice natin. Meron tayong core learning material sa Learn. Meron tayong could do a lab-first approach, not all objectives covered. And then also work best when combined with other training methods. And then has assessment questions, more robust on the hands-on, and then also contains assessment questions and practice, and then contains videos as learning activities, and then also uses embedded in learning path pagdating sa virtual machine. And then may mga hands-on and then performance in progress reporting. Yan. Problems you can solve for you. So you need a high quality out-of-the-box courseware solution to stand up an IT training program or new course. And then also, this is a better way to engage students and ensure they are retaining the material as well as to track progress. And then also, we need an aligned solution that works together seamlessly, built-in lesson plan. Okay. Sa professor. Easy way for administrators to manage access to the product. So this is another thing with the hardware, including included here. You can have by the data and digital communications, system and network administration, computer networks and security, emerging technologies. Yung mga subjects na ito yung mga meron tayo with the Internet TCP/IP protocol training system coming from Taiwan, and then also with the Internet Protocol version 6, IPv4 and IPv6 po ito. And then also we do have also with the World Asian Skills Competition, which is the Intelligent Building Engineering Technology. So dito, pagdating dyan, yung e-learning content natin, we have equivalent hardware in particular after that, and has equivalent certification at the end, kagaya na nakikita niyo dyan. So you do the learning materials, the laboratory materials, the practice, exams, and in particular dyan, papasok dyan yung assessment sa hardware. Okay, in addition, with the new normal classroom management system solution, this is a classroom management software, and it's best for smart classroom application. So meron din po kami na part na meron sa classroom management system kasi with an online class, napakahirap mag-manage ng online class. So with this software, you can actually have overall management, and you can have to monitor your students' progress. Yan, pagdating dyan. That is the classroom management system. So yung nakikita nyo na video dyan, that is the setup within the gadget, and then also comes in wide area network. So also, ginagamit din po ito if you have language lab software. So dito, yung software niyan for language lab natin, and then also we have Classroom Cloud. So classroom-based solution effective classroom management system worldwide through the cloud. That is very good for online class to avoid cheating in an online classroom. Isa yan, kasi problema, kaya ka learning solutions tayo, no? Problema ng teacher, paano ko i-manage ngayon yung online class ko? Baka iba yung sumasagot ng exams nila, iba dahil naka-off cam sila. Dito you can control the camera, of course. Kahit ikaw sila pwede mo buksan yung camera ng kahit na nasa iba-ibang lugar yung mga bata nyo. This is over the cloud. Okay? Kaya ito ay isa sa maganda. Cloud-based po sila. Okay? So, we have another for the learning solutions. We have interactive devices. Makes you technologically inclined and advanced to Industry 4.0 to make a better way of teaching and more engaging to students. We have also this one, the Smart E-Blackboard. It is not just an ordinary smart TV, but can turn into a whiteboard and has 10 capacitive touch and has crush-resistant tempered glass. So, ito yung kagaya dyan, merong white marker, white pen, and then you can use chalk na rin at the same time. Pero yan yung mismong Smart E-Blackboard, and durable siya, matibay. So, kung titignan niyo siya, kagaya niyan, and waterproof. Isa yan sa maganda. So, with that, on the tempered glass. Yan yung kabuuan niya. Yung pinaka-smart E-Blackboard na tinatawag namin. And then we do also has this one. This is an all-in-one interactive device making any wall as their smart screen, and this is cost-effective in the presentation material, having 6-in-1 trainer. So yung nakikita nyo on the video, you have that. Only in a single, I guess 5 kilos lang siya. Yung ganun. Okay? Isa ganyan lang kaliit. So ganyan yung nangyayari. Kung kunwari, yung wall nyo lang, naka-project lang sa wall, nagiging interactive na yung wall nyo. Yung plain wall lang. Ito yung isa. So, nagiging interactive siya. You can use that. Dalawang sabay na teacher-student or dalawang student yung nagsusulat. Pwede siya. And then, automatically, isa siya. Pagdating dun sa mathematical toolkit, okay, sa paggagawa dyan, okay, sa mathematics, pwede rin yan. No? So, this is good for the professor's use. Kung paano ka mag-apply. Hindi lang puro chalkboard yung gagamitin natin. So, this one, tignan niyo yung kakaiba sa kanya. May copy-paste na rin siyang ginagawa. So you don't have to write everything on the board. So dito, you have actually writing it on your hand. And yan, may mga drawings din na pwedeng gamitin. Yan, kahit di ka marunong mag-drawing, ito ay sinasabi, kung maganda. Yan. Okay? that's just a snap of it. Okay, let me have this one on the last, on the mobile charging station solution. So mobile charging station in a mobile charging port, anytime, anywhere, at in any device. Okay, charging on the go and no overcharging to any of the students' laptops and tablets. Ito yung ginagamit for the mobile charging station. Okay, for the hybrid learning solutions pa, on this one, on the equipment assessment, the trainer is mapped in compliance with the IT industry standards, and each equipment complies with the international standards. Also, doing this in this one, after they pass the training, they can have the micro-credential certification. So ito po yung certification combined with high-tech and Kuntia. Okay? So nakikita niyo dyan kasi with the high-tech, kaya ako inumpisahan with the company profile, we do have industry partners. So, mai-refer natin kayo with the industries. We do also the OJTs, online OJT namin. May mga, actually kagabi, kahapon, nag-final presentation ng mga OJTs namin with specifically sa ICT. And then, kung ang course nyo is different department, doon sila napupunta. Kung sa mechatronics ang nagbibigay. ICT ako. Pagdating sa electrical. So, most likely, kung ano talaga yung gawa, via online, kasi we do lots of e-learning materials. And then, pagdating doon, yun yung pinapagamit namin with the students and come up with the new researches. Kagaya doon. Okay, so ito yung international micro-credential certification can lead them to IT industry skills competency. And this will help students to have competitive edge among others to boost up their career. Isa yan. Konti pa lang yan sa nakikita nyo na mas marami pa tayong mga industry partner pagdating ka. So that is just a sample. For Contia, career pathway, that includes your core skills. If you have this IT infrastructure pathway, you can have also the cybersecurity pathway. And if you want to pursue all the professional skills, meron din siya. Okay? So here, we do have cybersecurity skills from entry to expert. So dito, cybersecurity career pathway recommendation, starting with the IT fundamentals, A+, Network+, Security+, CYSA+, and Pentest+. And then, isa to, sa sinasabi natin, this is a quote that is coming from the exam takers. This is a ticket to a higher salary. Kasi if you have this certification, may edge ka na kagad over any individual. So, worldwide recognition, isa yan sa kumuha rin ng A+. So, entry level natin na A+. So, nare-recognize kahit saan ka mapunta within that 3 years na pwede mo siyang gamitin. So, kahit anong, ganda ka simple. If you have the vendor neutral certification is the CompTIA. So, if you're planning to apply for Cisco, Microsoft, IBM, lahat doon pwede ka matanggap. But if you're handling Microsoft, saan ka lang matatanggap? Diba sa Microsoft lang? Yun yung edge ng CompTIA. Kahit saan ka doon sa mga sa Cisco, sa Microsoft, and IBM, and whatever brands and industry you know in IT, basta CompTIA handler ka, lahat yun pasok ka. Kasi they have this international standard that is basically coming from them na kailangan ng tao. Kaya, kung papansinin natin, ito, worldwide recognition, kahit saan ka mapunta. Ito po yung sample ng ating CompTIA certificate. So, and then this has your ID, pagdating dyan. So, IT career roadmap, advancing your IT career. Let's plan your next move. Pagdating dyan, you have IT support specialist, meron ding IT networking specialist, cybersecurity specialist, also with the software and web developers, data specialist. Ito kasi, yun talagang tinatarget natin after getting 4 years in the college. Of course, if you're planning to have this IT career, ito yung mga nakalagay na jobs with the IT. To have those career, ito yung kailangan natin sundin na track. This is your IT certification roadmap. You have the beginner or novice level, you have the intermediate level, you have the advanced level, and then you have the expert level. So all you have to do is to follow this color coding na nakikita nyo dyan. So ano yan? This is not just CompTIA, sample na lang. tignan nyo, ano yung pinakabasa ba rito? Ano yung gusto natin? Sample, sa network and cloud technology. Okay? Sa network and cloud technology. Sundan nyo itong violet. Dito tayo sa beginner. Kailangan may CompTIA ITF Plus ka, Cloud Essentials, may Linux Essentials ka, may MTA ka. And then also, with the CompTIA A Plus, CCE and TIP. So, hindi lang CompTIA to, this is a roadmap in IT. So, dito, pagka nasa intermediate level ka na, kailangan mo ng Solutions Architect Associate, SysOS Administrator Associate, CCNA, CCDA, magkakasama sila. Kasi all under an umbrella of CompTIA, pare-pare sila, magkaka-members sila. Kaya hindi sila competitors, hindi sila magkakalaban. This is intact. To get this one at the end, kailangan mo silang daanan lahat. Okay? If you have those certification, eto ka na. Yung kung ano yung target mo color, ano yung target mo pinakita ko kanina na job roles, ito siya. Okay. So, pagdating dyan, on the job, hiring for international standards and vendor-neutral IT skills, let me show you those. Pagdating dyan, hiring in US, you have, kung papansinin natin na kung TIA Security Plus is required, preferred, yung, and then required. Pagdating dyan, IBM, Northrop Grumman, Newberry Group, cybersecurity, yan. Pinakikita lang po, this is coming from the jobstreet.com. Okay, yung source natin. So, pinakikita, mayroong requirement, ayun o, may CompTIA na nakasulat. May required, mayroong preferred. Okay, sa Japan, meron tayo sa Microsoft, IBM, Microsoft, OI6. Okay, so, ang CompTIA certification, advantageous yan, preferred, and an advantage also is a plus. Kaya nga may plus. Plus is probably more on the additionals. Pagdating dyan, you have your boost if you have a plus. In India, hiring, A Global Incorporated, Microsoft also in India, you have Network Plus is a plus and preferred. Hiring in the Korea. So, CompTIA, Skybridge, Unisys, HP, Mantech International. So, CompTIA Security Plus, Server Plus, Network Plus is relevant and required. So, papansinin niyo, hindi lang pa yan dyan nagtatapos. We do have hiring in Singapore. So, you have Microsoft, WW Technology, Henry, Petrochemicals, and then also the ST Engineering, HP, Booz Allen Hamilton. So, kung papansinin niyo, lahat sila may mga CompTIA na requirement na hinahanap ng mismong industry. Kasi nga, i-require nila si CompTIA at pumasa sa kanila si CompTIA. Kaya, hinahanap nila yung CompTIA certified. Okay, next would have hiring in China, Vietnam, hiring in Thailand. You have also CompTIA required, preferable para sa kanila. And then also, ito, hindi tayo papahuli, hiring in the Philippines, UST Global, DSM, VGM, and St. Joseph College. This is posted on the jobstreet.com. That is CompTIA required. Mga hinahanap nila sa trabaho, may CompTIA certification. Dito na yan sa Pilipinas. So also with the Accenture, Sites Asia, Avoid Peace, yan. Mga hinahanap nila CompTIA certified. More on security, A+ sa hardware, and then sa network plus. Yun yung common. So in life, we have to learn, certify, and work. Because IT is everywhere, IT knowledge and skills gets the job. Job retention has new opportunities and you get a high pay, high growth jobs. Yan yung katotohanan pagdating sa cycle ng pag-aaral hanggang sa pagtatrabaho. Hindi kayo natatapos sa pagtatrabaho lang, kailangan nyo ulit mag-aral, mag-certify, tapos magtrabaho. Okay, continuous cycle yan pagdating dyan. So, hybrid learning is being done with the internationally acclaimed advanced solutions and IT industry certification. And with these guidelines, there will be no problem that will arise. And this is very effective hybrid learning modality. So this is just a sample of the ICT Complete Training Solutions for the 3D view. And then, any questions? Any questions for the hybrid learning solutions po?
Okay. 'Yan. 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 'Yan.
All right. All right. So thank you once again. Thank you so much, Professor Eleanor T. Rodriguez. All right. So ayan ma'am, since we are now proceeding to the question and answer portion, we have here one question from Mr. Hans R.B. Paciente. Ma'am, here is his question. How to avail this course or certification and what could be the basic requirement?
Yes. Thank you for that question. No po. Bali, dito sa course natin, certification natin would cover with high-tech power as a KUPIA authorized partner and academy partner here in the Philippines. You can have these quotations from us. So you can contact me. Lagay ko na lang po dito yung ating contact number, no? Para makikita natin. So, for the quotation. So my number So bali dito po, kung pwede pong mag-direct sa akin and then meron po akong papanin sa inyo na mag-a-assist from your end kung saan po kayo magagaling para po to have this assistance with you. So bali po, i-guide namin kayo for this one. So, ilalagay lang po dyan. And then, how to avail this one for the quotation po. And then, basic requirements po natin, kagaya ng pinakita ko kanina yung track po natin, pinaka-basic niya is IT fundamentals. So, that is the basic fundamentals of the IT, getting ready for the IT career. And then, ang entry level talaga natin, papataas yung A+. So, that is the entry level po. So, ang mga requirements na kailangan natin, if basic in IT, kahit high school yan, yung wala pa ang technical know-how, but then definitely want to pursue career in IT. So, kini-gauge yung estudyante. So, wala pa talagang requirement. You can take the exam. Kasi ang mga bata ngayon, kahit high school pa lang, magaling na sa computer. So, isa yan. Kung to help them have this solution para pag mag-decide sila going college, pwede yun to have that IT fundamentals, yung ITF+. Kapag ka nag-start naman ng college na, sa first year pa lang, wala pa tayo requirement doon, no? First year pa lang, nakapasa ka na ng IT fundamentals plus. Okay, next level, entry level na siya. Okay ka na sa IT basics, nandun na, nakapag-theoretical ka na, lahat-lahat, what is computer, nandun yun sa ITF+. Pagdating sa A+, mag-start ka sa computer, mag-start ka sa hardware, and all the basics in network, security, cyber security, yung mga basic, ilalatag. Okay? Hanggang cloud computing, hanggang sa security, cyber security, ganon, pati ethical hacking, meron na rin siya doon. Yun yung mga domains na meron siya for the A+. So, nilatag na sa'yo yung mga basic. Okay? So, ang gawa po dito is ibibigay sa inyo, and then, ang mga may requirements naman kapag professional at kukuha ka ng kasi just like in first year, second year, third year, fourth year ng college, no? Sa ika-third year, di ba pumapasok po yung network and security? Yung network and security, pang third year ng estudyante yun. Yun yung certificate yun. So meaning to say, kahit estudyante ka pa lang, may 3 years ka nang alam sa computer, dahil nadaanan nyo yun from basic to advanced, no? Pwede ka na mag-take no, basta meron kang A+. Yun ang kaya tinawag siyang entry level. Isa po yun. So in particular, pagdating dyan, okay, doon kapag professional ka na, practitioner ka na, nandun ka na. Kasama rin kasi yung kahit practitioner ka, you have this boost certificate para mas papatas ng sweldo, in short, ganun po yun. So ang gawa natin, pagka nandun ka naman sa practitioner ka, kunwari, practitioner ka na 3 years, kuha ka ng network class kahit wala kang A+, pasok na yun, basta practitioner ka, nagtatrabaho ka na. Kapag naman, meron ka na experience sa mga 5 years, pwede na yung cybersecurity plus, server plus. Kahit wala, basta meron ka na, yung equivalent na yung IT industry experience. Doon, kapag nagtatrabaho ka. Siyempre, pag estudyante ka pa lang, you may go from the bottom. Okay? Ganun. So kahit It's never stops kahit estudyante ka or professional ka. Kung gusto mo ka mag-continue the education with the certification itself, kahit hindi ka na, ito nga po yung sinasabi dyan, hindi kailangan na daanan mo lahat ng lesson basta practitioner ka at alam mo na yon, pwedeng diretso ka na sa exam kahit wala ka ng aral-aral kapag pa-practitioner. Pero pag estudyante, syempre, advisable natin na meron. Okay? Yun po. Thank you.
All right. So once again, thank you so much, Professor, for giving our students a very useful insight about the certification. Ayan.
So, and to express our gratitude to our intellectual speaker, may we give to you the certificate of appreciation. So, the certificate of appreciation is given to our resource speaker, Professor Eleanor Rodriguez. No? So, given this 14th day of May in the year 2022 at Charmex Colleges, City of Binyan, Laguna, Philippines. So, once again, maraming salamat po, Professor Eleanor, for your informative presentation for our students.
All right. And of course, we would like to thank all the participants who is actually actively participating for today's webinar. And to conclude today's webinar, let me call on Engineer Marvin O. Malyari as he gives his closing remarks. Muli, maraming salamat po.
Okay, so yan. So before we proceed on the closing remarks, no. So once again, we thank everyone who participated this webinar, and we hope to see you again, no, sa mga susunod nating webinar, particularly on the Youth Summit.
Correct. So in behalf of Mr. Marvin O. Malyari, we would like to say thank you to all the speakers and to all the school who participated this webinar. Maraming salamat po. And see you po ulit sa ating susunod na summit. Once again, God bless us all and happy lunch, everyone.
Ayan. So congratulations, Engineering Department, and bye-bye. See you again.
Thank you po.
Thank you po.